Testing. What is up, everybody? I think we are live. As always, give me some time to double check, but I believe we are live. And I also want to check and see if I'm using the correct microphone, and I am indeed. Okay, so OBS says we're live, YouTube shows we're live. Hello there! Welcome to day 5 of vibe coding on a Steam Deck until we make $1 million. Okay, so it's extremely cold here in South Africa, but life must go on. My hands are freezing, my nose are frozen. I think let's start today and make an MD file again. We'll say day5.md and then we'll make a short list of what we plan to do today. So firstly, we need to check up on Dely Turtle's Steam store page submission. I think Valve did respond on that. I also think it was declined. So we need to check why that was declined. So I'll start here by check why Valve declined Dely Turtle on Steam. Just want to double check the YouTube Shorts UI here. Yeah, it seems okay. Okay, then next up, we need to start taking screenshots of the result calculator app. So let's just say here, take screenshots of result calculator for Steam. Okay, then we also need to improve the flatpak version of it, because I will show you, if I currently open up the flatpak version of the result calculator, it always opens up in this exact same size, which is fine, but I want it to open up smaller. It's opening up a bit too big. Like, I think this size is a good size. Just a tiny bit smaller. I want the height to be smaller. But then also, I can't actually make the calculator smaller than this. You can see, like, it doesn't allow me to actually make the calculator smaller. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not a limitation in, like, how these kinds of Electron apps work. I can double check it because VS Code itself is actually an Electron app. So let's check how small it can go. Okay. So let's try and make it smaller. Come on. Ah. Let's go to my desktop. That might be easier. Yeah, so you can see here that the VS Code can actually go smaller than the calculator. And VS Code is also Electron, if I'm not mistaken. But we can double check what other apps do I have that would be Electron apps. I think WhatsApp is an Electron app. The WhatsApp web client using Qt framework. Okay, no, that's not one. Discord might be. Okay, that's fine. But we will double check that. I need it to be smaller. So try and get result calculator flatpak window to go smaller. Okay, because that's a big thing for me. Because on desktop it feels a bit too big for me. I want it to be slightly smaller than what it currently is. I want to see my internet is quite good right now, because like in the previous video I said, I basically duct taped the router to the roof almost. So it's quite high up. So I do get much better speeds than I used to get. So I think I can like increase my bitrate on the streaming. Let's try like 11,000 kilobytes per second or kilobits per second video bitrate and see if the stream is still stable at that high bitrate. Okay, so far it seems stable. 11,000. That's good news. Okay, then let's start. What else do we need to do today? I think we need to update YouTube stuff still. We didn't finish yesterday by updating all of the YouTube images and stuff. We had quite a few issues. I think we should attempt that again. Let's just say update YouTube assets. We'll just keep it like that for now. I'm a bit paranoid, so I just want to double check as well, make sure that my audio is actually correct on the stream. Yes, my audio is good. Perfect. Okay. Then I think we should probably also start testing out different themes in the calculator. Make sure that the themes are working perfectly fine on different sizes and things like that. So I think we should just say start testing different themes on calculator. And I think I would also like to finally start making the apps.seanresult.com website. So make apps.seanresult.com. Yes, okay. Okay. I think that's a good plan for today. It's not too much, but it is quite a bit to do still. So I think then let's start by doing the easiest one, which is checking why Valve declined Dely Turtle. Okay, so let's go to my browser and then Dely Turtle. I think this is the new one, isn't it? Your store page, let's just zoom in here and then also make it a bit bigger so that it looks nice on YouTube Shorts. I think that's fine. Okay, let's have a look at why Valve declined it. Your store page has failed review because the early access section contains links to external sites, which aren't allowed in this section. Ah, okay. So we added this section because it mentions something about that you have to tell them where they can provide feedback. That's why I added the link there. But it seems like Valve doesn't like the link in there, so we should be removing that then in that case. Okay. And then you can add links from the basic info tab in the App Store page admin under the external link section. Okay, noted. For more info about this, please see our documentation. Why not? I'll go have a look at their documentation. Okay, let's have a look here quickly. Just scan it briefly. Okay, store page written description. Oh, that's the description. Did I put it in there? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Of course, I can't be putting links in there. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. So I think let's start by then fixing that one. Because obviously it shouldn't be in there. Where was that again? I think it was edit store page. Camera seems a bit high as well. Let me put it slightly lower. That looks better. Okay. So we go to description. No, it was early access. Early access, wasn't it? Early access. And then somewhere in here we put the link, which they didn't like. Ah, okay, so this one here. How are you planning on involving the community in your development process? We'll involve the community at every step. Okay, where's the link? Here we go. Making it smaller for YouTube Shorts to see better. Okay. We'll involve the community at every step. We'll publish a visible roadmap and regular change logs and triage community input publicly so votes, comments, and reproducible bug reports directly influence our priorities. Lesson content editor / debugger features. Export workshop support. Yeah, localization, accessibility, etc. Contributors are welcome to submit PRs for code and lesson content. We'll acknowledge contributors, respond to high-impact reports, and announce milestone plans in advance so early access players can shape feature design and release order rather than only helping with final polish. Okay. Players can report bugs and request features on our GitHub. So I think we should just take out this part here. That's the part they didn't like. That's out, then we should be good, I believe. Okay, let's go back to the issues part. Where was that? Was it here? Yeah. Okay, next up, they also said here, okay, caution. The early access answers make specific promises that could cause problems during development. Here is what the full version will have. Okay, so this part they don't like. We recommend that you don't make specific promises. Wait, I'm not even in the view for YouTube Shorts. I need to bring it into view here. Something like that. Okay. We recommend that you don't make specific promises about future development. It's better to talk generally about the future plans that you have for the game and its release. The way customers won't have too specific or what? This way customers won't have too specific or of expectations and will be more flexible if you decide to change your plans. Okay, makes sense. You can rephrase this with less definite wording. For example, we plan to. Okay, makes sense. Let's go find that section then. We'll improve it. I think this was here. Yeah, here's what the full version will have. Okay, so I guess that makes sense. So we'll change it to here is what we're planning for the full version to have. And then that, I'm guessing, should be fine. Okay, I think that's good. Let's say save. Okay, so that's been saved. So I think let's go to the next sections. Just make sure that all this is still good. Okay, I still need to have a trailer. I forgot about that. The trailer is apparently necessary. I don't see why, because I'm pretty sure not all games on Steam do have a trailer, but it does seem like you do need one. I need to make a note here. I'm going to say here for a new file, day6.md, have or make trailer for Dely Turtle. Hey Maro, I am excellent. How are you? I'm just a bit tired, but I'm excellent. And how are you doing? Always nice seeing you in the chat. Make trailer for Dely Turtle. Okay. So Mauro, today we are taking it a bit slow. We need to do some admin work again. So Valve came back and they declined my Dely Turtle store page. So we are busy rectifying those changes now. Basically, they didn't like the early access text that I chose here. So I'm busy changing it and improving it. Hey, Dely fan, how are you doing? How do you say that? Dely fan. How are you doing? Are you guys also vibe coders? Have you guys made anything cool yet? Okay, so I just submitted new text here. I need to now, I guess, publish that. Just want to scan here, see if there's anything important. Doesn't seem like it. So I guess I could then say publish to public. Ah, it's supposed to be Delphi. I thought it might have been Delphi. Always nice seeing Delphi programmers, as you know. And Mauro says, good, Boston finally starts presenting a better weather. Well, I live in South Africa, so it's currently winter for us. So it's super cold here. I think right now, let's have a look. It's currently 6 degrees Celsius. And it says here it's planning to get down to 2 degrees Celsius sometime tonight. So not too cold, but yeah, winter is slowly approaching. Where do you stay, Mauro? I think you might have said in the past. How's the weather over there when you say it's getting better? And thank you, Mauro. Appreciate it. Since we have a Delphi fan in here, I can show you what we're busy building here. I think you might like it. So I'll actually run the application for you as well. Okay, so I don't know if you know Python Turtle, but Python has a graphics library called turtle.py. And so what I've done is I've actually ported that library over to Delphi specifically for FireMonkey. So you can now, we now have a Delphi Turtle library that runs on the T-Paintbox component. And it has full API compatibility with the Python Turtle version. And because of that, you can just write normal Turtle library code, but also normal Delphi code. So I can move this turtle on the screen with just normal Delphi code, as well as the turtle library's function. So I can say like forward here, forward 100. I can say run me and actually executes that code, and now it moved the turtle 100 pixels basically forward. And I'll show you one big example here. If I run this one, you'll see we can basically do many different things, and then just giving it more normal turtle library commands. But this is full. It's not full Delphi compatible yet, but I'm busy working towards this. But the idea is that you can write normal Delphi code in here. It already supports for loops. I think I started on functions, not fully supported yet. You can make variables as well. Just basically write normal Delphi code and have it do stuff with the turtle here. It doesn't even have to be a turtle. You can even exchange it to be a different image or anything else. You can technically even make a full game in this. The plan is to eventually also have the ability to whatever you have made here to export it and then have a standalone exe, or maybe export to like a JavaScript application or something. But yeah, you can make a basic game in here, or you can make animations in here. It's all just standard Delphi code essentially. Yeah, that's basically what I'm busy building here. What do you think, Mauro? I see you are busy building MVC projects. So I've actually built an MVC framework for Delphi as well, which I'm busy implementing into Delphi Turtle as well. It's called TUniPass. It's still very much in development, I must say. But this is basically a little framework I built specifically for to have like an MVC project in Delphi. TUniPass. It also has built-in support for like handling multi-language support within your applications. It handles routing for you to have like single-page web apps. It also has a way to save settings for your application using JSON. And it's quite easy to use, as you can see here. You basically add the UniPass, and then instantly you can start using it like this. It's quite simple. And then throughout these files, I explain just how to use it in more detail. But essentially, if you go to the file structure here, you'll see that, okay, well, this one might be a bit old. But essentially, the idea is you build an application and you have oh wait, I think we have a demo here. We can use the demo. Yeah, so here you can see we basically have our application. But this demo isn't that great. But essentially, the plan is you have your project, and then in the same folder, you have a pages folder. And then there you can have all of your pages, which is technically a frame, and then the whole library handles all of that for you. I just realized I said MVC because it started out as an MVC framework, but it has kind of moved away from that since I started it. So I wouldn't say it's an MVC framework anymore, to be honest. Let's have a look at the chat. I can't actually see the chat properly because this thing is a bit in the way. I wonder if I can move it slightly. There we go. That's better. And Delphi fan, yes, I'm very much into Delphi. I see you saying, yeah, Delphi Turtle, you into Delphi too. And the answer is yes, I love Delphi. Delphi is one of my first loves when it comes to programming. If you check my file here, I did a bit of a summary in the first video that we made. In our vibe coding VS Code, we have a file here called soul.md, because the plan is to eventually basically try and clone me into an AI agent. So make an AI that is like me. And so I kind of just summarized my experiences. And you can see here I started programming when I was age 9 using C Sharp. But then shortly after that, in 2012, I started using Delphi. And I've just kept on using Delphi ever since then. Of course, I don't just use Delphi. I also use CSS, JavaScript, React, many other things. But Delphi was one of my first languages that actually made me think like, wow, programming is pretty cool. And I want to keep doing this. It was all thanks to Delphi. Uh, of course, I was using C Sharp WinForms, which is very similar to Delphi's VCL. But I was using Visual Studio 2005, and then I discovered Delphi 7, and then shortly after that, I think I discovered Delphi 2010 and Lazarus, and then from there, I just fell in love with Delphi and basically stopped using C Sharp. So yeah, very much a Delphi fan. Let's see here. Maro says we are on the 60 Fahrenheit Boston. I can be honest, I don't know Fahrenheit, but we could use my calculator for that. So one of the apps we are busy building is a calculator, simply because I'm using the Steam Deck, which runs on SteamOS, which is technically Linux. And the thing is, Linux does not have any good calculators. I've tested probably like 50 different calculators on Linux, and I could not find a single one that is even closely as good as the Windows one. So I went on a whole tangent. I started writing a calculator in Delphi to basically mirror the Windows one. And then now in recent times, I've ported that one over to JavaScript. So now we have a JavaScript calculator that's fully cross-platform. It runs on Windows, Android, iOS, macOS, Linux, wherever, even in your browser. And it's based on the Windows one. So you'll see it looks similar to the Windows one. And we are currently busy. It's already published on the web, and we're busy getting it ready to publish on Steam as well as FlatHub. Possibly also Google Play Store and Microsoft Store. I don't know how Microsoft will feel about this, but that's the plan. So if I actually go to settings, I can here even choose the normal dark theme. And those using Windows, you'll see this looks very much like the Windows calculator. So we can use this. We have a temperature converter here. So we can actually convert Boston 60 Fahrenheit. So I click on Fahrenheit, I type in 60. We'll have to clear it first, I guess. Clear. Type in 60, and I can see that's 15 degrees Celsius. So Mauro, if you want to know what the current temperature is here, I can basically go 3. Here, type in 3. You'll see, so currently it's 37 Fahrenheit in South Africa where I live. Boston. Very cool. And then Delphi fan says he is from Spain. How's the weather in Spain? And Delphi fan says this is awesome. Nice to use to teach kids and teenagers to get into coding. Exactly. So the plan is actually so I have a son, and the plan is to kind of let him use this eventually to learn Delphi as well. I'm also planning a bunch of other similar apps that he'll eventually end up using, apps as well as games that I'm busy building for him. I live in South Africa where the high school curriculum, if you take IT as a subject, you actually learn Delphi in high school here. And so the plan is also to build this app to hopefully get the app into high schools. And then Maro says, back in Brazil, I developed commercial software all in Delphi. Ah, very cool. So another Delphi person in here. So we have 3 Delphi programmers in this chat. What are the odds? That's quite cool, I must say. Delphi fan says, I'm busy working on hardware system controls. That's pretty cool. So about 2 or 3 years ago, we rewrote software in Delphi that allowed you to control like a 10-ton dump truck via your phone, and it was all a Delphi application. So we had a bit of an Android FireMonkey application that looked like a controller, and we could actually drive cars and vehicles around from your phone, all using Delphi code. Back in the day, we actually controlled a full 10-ton dump truck. I will show you now how this truck looks. Compared to human, Yeah, it's basically this. There we go. So we actually controlled one of these dump trucks with a Delphi app from our phone, and we could drive it around physically from the phone. We also rode through a wall, but yeah. Maro says amazing. Hello Mish. Mish says, hey yo, what the fuck is this BS? I was scammed. You promised me a CS2 stream, fool. I never promised you a CS2 stream. It's vibe coding every night, Mish. Vibe coding until we hit 1 million. And Mish says, you from Boston? Hey, I'm walking here. Delphi fan says, how long have you been doing this? Doing what exactly, Mauro? Oh, Delphi fan. Who said that? Delphi fan, yeah. Doing what exactly for how long? So the streams have been going for 5 days. This is currently the 5th stream that we are doing. Basically, the idea is that we are using AI and vibe coding a bunch of random applications every night. Some of them will make money, some of them won't make money. We don't have any particular agenda. The goal is just to make stuff, make some cool stuff, learn AI better, and yeah, just have fun essentially. Delphi fan says coding. So I've been coding since 2007, when I was 9 years old. So quite a few years now. So next year would be the 20th year since I wrote my first lines of code, which is crazy if you think about it. Oh, that's a very long time. For me at least. It's like most of my life. Just catching up on the chat here, there's so many messages. Thank you all, I appreciate it. Mauro says it's cold there where he is. Duffy fans is a bit cold currently. Mish says, can we learn to make God mode cheats for Battlefield? Not in this stream, Mish. Maybe someday. Duffy fan says, that's insane. Hello, Ian. Ian says, hey, Sean. I'm going to sleep now, but we'll let the stream run. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ian. I appreciate it. And good night. Have fun. I hope you sleep well, and I hope you have great dreams. And then Mauro says that's sick, driving big trucks. Driving big trucks indeed. Not just trucks though, it was also other vehicles, like we also drove around LHDs. So if I Google here LHD, you'll see we also drove around, that's not an LHD. Let's just say here LHD mining truck. So we drove around some of these ones as well. We also drove around a bunch of different ones essentially. We even drove around a train. We also had a train that we could like control and basically tell the train that you should go to this intersection or that building, and then you could basically schedule the train, and it would basically put itself into gear, start driving, and on some sites the system could even control the railways and switch it over depending on whether a train should go a certain way, all through Delphi software. But all this was years ago. Hello, Omer. Oh, how do I say that? Hello, Omer Rose. How do you say your name? Welcome to the chat. I appreciate having you here. And Mauro says he started with Delphi 1. Damn. So Delphi 7 was my first Delphi. But I think Delphi XE or something was already released at the time that I started using Delphi. But I didn't know about it. So someone from my high school gave me a cracked version of Delphi 7. And that's basically how I started using it. I say cracked, I technically just didn't activate it. I kept using the trial version, and then every few days I would just uninstall, reinstall it, and then I would have a full trial version again. I don't think Delphi 7 really kept track of like a full trial license. You could just reinstall it and it would like reset the trial essentially. And Mish says a new gathering for the zero group for everyone. And Omer Rose says you are burning money. How am I burning money? What do you mean? Dolphin Fan says, what registers does the 64-bit compiler preserve across a ASM end block, and what happens if you clobber RSP? How has this changed since 52-bit? Honestly, I have no idea. When I start, well, let me just read here again. So I don't really use the ASM blocks that often, or the WASM blocks, if that's maybe what you meant. So I don't know, and I've completely moved away from 32-bit as well. The last 32-bit app that I made was probably, I think, 10 years ago. So pretty much every app that I now make are just 64-bit apps. Mish says, Ian, let's go GTA. Yeah, Ian, don't go to sleep, go play GTA. Ian says, gotta leave for Kimberley at 8 tomorrow morning. Mishy, sorry, buddy. I'm skipping that. Let's see here. Wrong account, tell him ARR negative. Yeah, ARR negative. So, this is the 5th video, and we are negative 2,100 already. But there's a good reason for that. So let's jump into vibe coding. So we have an ARR.md file, basically a file where we keep track of our expenses as well as the income. And this is basically what we've spent the money on already. So we are only 5 days in, so we haven't actually made any money yet. We started off by purchasing a GitHub Copilot annual subscription for $100. And then quickly we realized that the amount of usage we get out of that is not enough. So then I got a GitHub Copilot Pro Plus annual subscription, and that was $365. Then we also got a Microsoft 365 subscription for annually. This is also an annual, and that was $120. And then obviously I need internet, hosting, and domains for this whole thing here. Testing, can you guys hear me? Oh no. I think my internet's down. Don't know if you guys can hear me. But this is not good news. Not good news at all. Can anyone hear me? Or is my thing reporting incorrectly? Why is it saying my internet's down then? Yeah, the chat's still going. What? So you can see here at the bottom right that my system is saying that I don't have internet connection. But somehow I clearly do have internet connection. No audio. It does seem like my microphone is picking up. Is it all good now? No issues. Stream frozen. I can hear you. Okay, so Ian says he can hear me. Delphi Fan and Mauro, can you guys not see or hear me? Ian, can you see me? What's about 600 USD of Steam? Did you release 6 games or something? Okay, so it seems like it's fine now. Double check. Okay, seems good. Okay. I don't know if the stream does just suddenly end, then either my power has gone off or my internet is off. I don't know, but we will see how it goes. Because currently my PC says that there's no internet, so which is weird. Okay, so yeah, going forward, 600 Steam. So to publish a game or app on Steam, you have to spend $100. And I've paid to publish 6 apps or games on Steam. Now we haven't actually published any yet, but we are going to be publishing 6 apps or games on Steam. So I've paid so long for that to be published. But yeah, we haven't done that just yet. And then also $25 for Google Play Store developer account, and then $19 for the Microsoft Store developer account. So yeah, 2,100 negative to start isn't great, but we needed some of these things. So we had to get it to start, essentially. Well, Delphi fan, I don't really think we need a moderator at this point because there isn't that many people watching the stream, to be honest. Delphi fan says, "Hello police, there's this crazy serial killer live streaming him coding a kill bot to kill the hostages in his house." And then Ohm says 100 for App Store. Yeah, so Steam charges you $100 for every game or app that you publish. You do actually get the money back if you do make a certain amount of money. I think once you make 1,000 or 10,000 or something dollars, then they actually give you back the initial 100 that you used to publish initially. And then why the Microsoft 365? Good question. So some of my code is not on GitHub just yet, but we are building in public, so eventually all the code will go onto GitHub. But some of it is not on GitHub yet, and I need a place to store it before it goes onto GitHub. In case something happens, I don't want to lose all of the code that we are busy building. So I'm going to be using OneDrive from Microsoft 365, and I also get access to higher models in Microsoft Copilot, as you can see. So I also get higher models for that in here. And then obviously I also get the normal Microsoft Office suite like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. I don't currently have a use for it, but I think it would be useful to have it in case we do need it. I also took the family plan, so my wife also gets access to those things, and I think she does use it more. But for me, it's mostly the OneDrive. It's the OneDrive that I need. OneDrive and the Copilot is also nice. Okay. Ohm says 1k USD gives return on 100 USD. Yeah, essentially that. Duffy fan says, I dare you to the other person. Ohm says, how much storage do they give for 120 USD? Okay, so they give you 6 terabyte in total of storage, but it's 6 terabyte spread across 6 different accounts. So the way it works is you get your main account, and then you can add up to 5 other email addresses that also gets 1 terabyte storage each. So in total you get 6 terabyte, but it's 1 terabyte per email that you get. So it's not a lot, but for the price, it's not bad, I would say. I've already filled up, I think, 1.5 terabyte or something of the OneDrive. Just with all of my general stuff. And I hear you, Beamer Beamer. Beamer says he has shadow banned someone. Hello, Beamer Beamer, welcome to the chat. Okay, so then to answer you, Ohm, something else, we also do have a goals list here. So currently we bought GitHub Copilot and Microsoft Copilot for AI and vibe coding, but we don't have OpenAI Codex or Claude Code yet. So we do have some goals, and the goal is to get eventually Codex and Claude Code. So once we get to positive ARR, then we'll be purchasing these two ones here. Okay, so Ohm is asking, when does the estimated first revenue start? Good question. So currently we are busy preparing 2 applications for release on Steam. It's Dely Turtle and a calculator. Now I don't expect these 2 first ones to really make that much money, but the reason why I am doing those 2 is for Dely Turtle is because it's an application that is very close to being finished. I've started this application about a year ago already, started building it. So it's very close to being finished, so I might as well finish it. But I don't expect this one to make too much money. Then the second one is the calculator. And also I don't expect too much money from a calculator. But the thing is, I am using Linux, and Linux doesn't have any good calculators. So therefore I've gone ahead and I've started rebuilding the Windows calculator as a web app that can be cross-platform and is then the base calculator on Linux. It's not a full port of the Windows calculator. We have reached full parity with the Windows one, but we have gone ahead and added way more into it and made it better. So in my opinion, this is now the base calculator that exists for Windows or for Linux. And we also have very cool themes, like my favorite being the terminal theme. And then Ian from this exact same chat yesterday, he wanted a matrix theme. So we also started building a matrix theme for him, as you can see. But the idea is to have a calculator that supports many languages, supports many different modes and many different themes. The plan is to eventually have 1,000+ different themes. Whatever you want to have, you can have it. The whole theming system also runs on CSS, and we're planning to add like modding support, so anyone can actually make their own theme for it as well, if they wanted to. It also works and looks great on desktop. So as an example, I can choose just go back to dark mode. You'll see it also scales well on desktop. Yeah, so those are the first two apps. I don't expect too much money from them, but once those two apps are done, then we are moving on to my QR code generator. So I started building a QR code generator because my wife regularly uses a QR code generator that's a paid one, basically generate QR codes. So why pay someone else when she can just use mine? That makes sense. So here's the QR code generator. It's still very far from done. I did also lose 2 weeks of work because I accidentally started a new prompt, which then replaced all of the previous few prompts of work. So I lost 2 weeks of work on this, but that's fine. The idea is to then build the best QR code generator that also exists. And then this will be monthly revenue. We'll start by introducing a small free tier with limited functionality, but then also have a monthly tier as well as an annual tier that people can subscribe to. On top of this, we also have a business card generator, which we have started building. I will show that right here. And then also a couple of other applications and games as well. We don't have anything specific in mind yet that will like go big and make lots of money. We're just building stuff that would be useful for myself right now, myself and my wife and my children eventually. But through that we'll make some money and eventually we'll start making more money. That's the plan. I'm just building a bunch of random stuff at this point, learning how AI works and what works best, what doesn't work, etc. Meme Beamer says, I hate to be that guy, but too many questions. Please answer, sir. Wait 1 minute. Nah, don't listen to Meme Beamer, You can ask as many questions as you want. Don't listen to this guy. Feel free to ask as many as you want. Then says, calculator on Steam will sell 0 if it's a plain calculator. Yes, so that's why it's not going to be a plain calculator. It's going to be the best calculator. Not just that, it will have many different themes. So if someone wants, as an example, a unicorn theme calculator, they can have that as an example. So it's a fully customizable calculator. That's essentially the idea behind it. But even if it has no sales, it doesn't matter. The calculator is more so for myself and for people using Linux. That's why I will actually be making it completely free for the web version, as well as the Linux version will be completely free. It's only the Steam version that will actually cost money. So to show you that quickly, it's already live, the calculator that I'm currently busy building. But if you go to calculator.apps.seanresult.com, then you'll see we have a calculator already live. Now, it's not perfect yet. We are still busy building it, but this is the web version so far. And the web version will be completely free. The Linux version that will be published onto the KDE Discover Store, which is what you see here. The KDE Discover Store is where most Linux people find apps for Linux, essentially. So this version will also be free. And that's also the one I'm currently running right here. But then the Steam version, that one will then cost money. I see Maro says he's got to go, but volleyball practice. Well, enjoy. I have never played volleyball. Enjoy it. Catch you later. And then Ohm is asking, did you make these with Copilot? Okay, so some I did. I've only been vibe coding for 5 days now. So some of them I have started vibe coding on them. But most of them did not start as vibe coded projects. Like the calculator was originally a Delphi application that I eventually ported over to JavaScript, and that's when it became a vibe coding project. the Dely Turtle application. This one has no vibe coding at all. This it is AI assisted. Some things in here is AI assisted, but this was just manually coded by myself. But going forward, it is going to be vibe coded. Basically, every single application that I built in these vibe coding series will be vibe coded. Let me just catch up on the chat here. Business card simulator is good, I guess, like CV generator. Yes, so we also have a plan to make a CV generator as well as an invoice maker. You'll see here we also have a file somewhere here with apps. Now we haven't filled in all the app ideas yet, but you can see here we have started filling in some of the ideas for applications in here. And you'll see one of them here is an invoice generator, and I guess I can add it right now as well. We are also planning to make a CV slash resume builder at some point as well. Delphi fan, he says he has an idea for the QR code generator, but I need a promise here, 50-50 cut. It depends on the idea, Delphi fan. And then Beamer says bye. And Delphi fan, hey, I have a QR code business idea. Give me the idea, Delphi fan. If you want to type it in private to me, you're also welcome to do so. You can contact me anywhere on Steam, wherever you want to contact me. I did actually I know not everyone uses Steam, but I have made a Steam group for this vibe coding channel. Just because I will be releasing almost all of these applications and games on Steam. So if anyone is keen to join, we do have that link there. You're welcome to WhatsApp me as well. I can't give you my WhatsApp number, Delphi fan, but I think it's pretty easy to find it if you want to look for it and WhatsApp me. Then Ohm says you need to try Claude. Your mind will blown out after a day of use. I'm pretty sure, and that's also why we have a goal to get Claude Code. I'm very keen to use it, very keen to try it out. I have watched many videos on it, and I'm very much keen to start vibe coding with Claude Code. We just got to make enough money to buy it at this point. I see who Delphi fan is. Then we had Omia. You will rarely create handwritten code after Claude or Codex, I'm sure. Like I said, I'm very excited for Codex and Claude Code. Very much keen. But right now, all we have is GitHub Copilot, which is not too bad, I must say. It's pretty good. I have not stumbled upon too many issues with it just yet. Mish, you're welcome to WhatsApp me the ideas that you have. I'm keen to hear it out. Oh, so I'm guessing you are also vibe coding. Have you made anything cool yet? Anything you want to share? While I'm waiting for that, I think we need to start by doing some of the things we have planned here. We did start already. So we're busy fixing the Steam store page. What is the issue? An error occurred while trying to publish assets for this store page. Please try again. If you continue to encounter this error, please contact your Valve case. I think, yeah, we need to get the video trailer in first, but I think we can submit the text we made for review, so far at least. Okay, let's then mark that as review. Click OK. And that should then take 2 to 3 days. Yeah, perfect. And then I think I will try and make a trailer tomorrow. I can't make the trailer while I am busy streaming. Otherwise, this thing might overheat. But tomorrow I will make this off stream, and then on stream we will upload it. I think that would be the plan. Mima Bima, you are not muted. Don't worry. Then Ohm says, I would be returning Copilot and buying Claude or Codex $100 USD plans. Those are a lot capable. So the thing is, I already bought an annual plan for GitHub Copilot, so I can't go back on that. I basically have a full year of GitHub Copilot. So there's no way to like get the money back or anything. I just have that for a year now. But I'm using the usage quite a lot. So even on my current GitHub Copilot plan, the usage that I get every month is not enough. So well, it seems like it won't be enough. I haven't actually reached the limit yet since we just started. But you can see we are already on 21%, and it's only the 7th of this month already. And we have not done too much yet, and already it's 21% used. So I'm pretty sure we are going to reach this max as well, which is going to be an issue. But like I said, that is why we do have plans to get Codex or Claude Code as soon as we make some money, at least. Then Ohm also says, 4 months with 100 USD plans, you can create beautiful apps, games. I'm sure we can, yes. I did already take a look at the plans that they have, and like I said, I'm very excited to start using it. Very, very excited. So if I just go here, Claude Code. The sad thing is I did discover though that Claude Code, the actual desktop application, does not work on Linux, which is not great. But they did say that they are planning for Linux support at least. But I guess I don't need the Claude Code desktop app. I can just use the Claude Code extension in VS Code. Then via that I can use it. But yeah, if we go to pricing, oh wait, it's right here, yeah, $100. I would love to get the $200 one, but that's very expensive. Even $100 is very expensive. So I live in South Africa, so our currency is just horrible. So $100 here is quite a lot of money. Unlike where in America, 100 might not be that much. Bish says, evening sir, I'm part of Clanker Patrol. Got any clankers under your hand? We will need to tag and declare them. Yeah, so I know you can use it in VS Code. That is what I'm planning to do basically. So Ohm says that the 20 USD is enough for web dev. So are you saying this Pro one would be enough for web dev? So I don't see how it can be enough, because I've watched videos of other people using Claude Code and they very quickly like run through their usage or the amount of tokens they get per month. I've seen people on the Pro one as well as the Max 5 one, videos on YouTube, and if they use Claude Opus 4.6 or 4.7, like it burns through those tokens so quickly. So I'm afraid if I get like this one, that I won't really get to use it that much. If you get what I mean. $17, how much is that? I just need to check in my currency how much it is. So the calculator has a currency converter, so I can just go in here and we'll choose South African Rand and we'll choose United States dollar, and then we'll type in 17. Okay, that's not too bad. 315 Rand per month. It is quite expensive, but I don't think it's too bad. Maybe we get that and try it out. Ohm says, yeah, like in 30 minutes of prompting and waiting 5 hours on 20 USD plan. Every week you're gonna run out of usage. Yeah, I kind of figured so if I get this one. I just found an issue in the calculator. I think the calculator should kind of detect your currency, like where you live, and then automatically populate that for you, which is not what it's currently doing. I think that's something we need to improve on the calculator. I think let's somewhat quickly do that right now, since we are almost an hour into the stream and we haven't actually written a single prompt yet. Let's start on doing that. Go to currency. And then I'll make a new GPT 5.4 session. I will select these currencies and I'll say, when you when you open the calculator, it should try and detect where you live and, or let's say detect. I need to Google here first or ask a question. I'll switch to the GPT-5 mini model. Using JavaScript, is there a way to detect what currency the person is using? Let's just see if it's possible. Ohm says you can make 2 to 3 Polish websites weekly basically. But what kind of website would that be then? When you say a website, is it like a full-blown SaaS website, or is it a simple business static page website, or is it like a calculator? Like, what kind of website would that be when you say a polished website weekly? Yeah, we're just chat vibing here, like Delphi Fan is saying. How much USD is enough for living a good life in South Africa? Okay, so it depends on where you live. But let me give you an idea. If I just search here, average salary in South Africa, or let's just say per month. So you'll see the average salary in South Africa is 28,000 Rand per month. Now this is good enough to have a good life if you are just one person, but it does depend on where you live. But if you live in not a major city, like if you don't live in Cape Town or don't live in Johannesburg, in a different city, then this is enough for a good life. Now I can tell you how much this is in USD. 28,000 ZAR in USD. So we are looking at 1,700 US dollars per month to live a good life in South Africa. Now this is just for a solo one person. Obviously, if you have a family, you would want to earn more money. But $1,700 per month is a good life if you're just one person and if you don't live in a major city like Cape Town or Johannesburg. Okay, Ohm says he's going to send me 2 websites that he made on a $20 plan. I'm very much keen to see it. Alp Polak says, Sean, I've watched your Delphi course. It was amazing, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad it was amazing. How old are you? I haven't made Delphi videos in a very long time, but I'm super glad that you enjoyed it. You might like my Dely Turtle app then. Let's see. Can you say, me Alper, how are you? Thank you. Me Alper. Sure. Ohm says 2K is perfect for living nice. Yeah, I'd say so. If you earn 2,000 US dollars per month in South Africa, USD to ZAR, and you're just one person and you don't live in a major city, this is more than enough to like live comfortably. I would say, in my opinion. I'll be right back. Dolphin fan says no, 2K is enough. You have to live in a major city. No, you don't have to live in a major city, Mish. So you can always live in a major city if you want to, but then you will need to earn a bit more money to live comfortably. But the thing is, many things are very cheap in South Africa compared to America and other countries. Like properties here, as an example, are very cheap. Some food are also very cheap in here. The room is quite symmetrical, I must say. My great grandfather built this room that I'm currently in. And my mother lived in this room when she was a little girl. that this was her room as a child. Yeah, so what Dalvin Fan is saying is true. So cars are quite expensive here. Any kind of vehicle are quite expensive. Technology are also quite expensive. For some technology, we could pay almost double here than what someone would pay for it in America. Some things are cheap, some things are expensive, essentially. Okay, let's see what this AI said for us. I will move the chat in the middle for YouTube Shorts. Something like this, and just scan here. Okay. I'll mark this task complete after a quick summary of options. Short answer no. Reliable built-in browser API exposes a user's preferred currency. You can only infer it. Common approaches. Local currency. Use navigator.language or navigator.languages to get the region and map that to a currency. Okay, I guess. Use a full CLDR mapping or an NPM package like local currency for completeness. IP geolocation. Resolve the user's IP to a country currency via a GeoIP API. Server-side or client-side fetch. Example. Okay. Note, privacy. Rate limits and accuracy considerations. Best practice. Default to a reasonable currency inferred above, but show a currency selector and or store the user's explicit preference. Server-side or local storage. This is the most reliable UX. If you want, I can add a full local currency dataset, show a small UI selector implementation or demo. Okay, I want to check out this local currency library that is talking about and see if that could maybe work for us. And Delphin Fan says here, I can of Pepsi speeding fine, nice South African niche, night Sean I'm a go. Will use some CS randoms all on my own. Enjoy that Delphi Fan. And then Ohm says, what's your accent? I couldn't guess EU or South African. Yeah, so my accent is South African. I speak Afrikaans, so I have a very much Afrikaans accent. And Ohm, you said you will send me 2 websites to test and check. I haven't seen that yet. You can just drop it in the chat, then I'll take a look. I see my internet is quite good tonight, so I'm gonna be putting the bitrate a bit higher. Where are you from, Ohm? Where do you stay? Or do you stay in Turkey? Or where? Did you say that already? There's so many chat messages here, it's difficult to keep up. Well, Delphi fan, if you're gonna miss Ohm, then don't leave. How about that? Cash me outside. How about that? I sent the links, but I guess YouTube got it as spam. Ah, that sucks. So, why? Let me see if I can somehow see it. Because maybe it's possible for me to see even if it does show in the chat. Yeah, I don't see it. Stream health, yada yada. Okay, no, I don't see any of that. To be honest. Yeah, if you can maybe type the URL in a different way, then maybe it'll go through. Like maybe instead of like periods or points, you would type dashes or something. And then through that, I will actually see it. Okay, let me have a look at this library, local currency. That's the one it recommended. A map of I-18 country codes to ISO 4217 country codes. Local currency, a map of local codes to ISO 4217 currency codes. Supports yada yada yada. Okay, this doesn't tell me. The library intelligently extracts the country/region codes from complex local strings to determine the appropriate currency. Okay, that does seem interesting and might be worth getting then. API, get currency. Okay, I'm just reading through it here. Okay. Find countries using Euro. Okay, I think let's tell AI to then use this library. I do like it. So we're gonna move to GPT 5.4. I like the local currency library. Please use that one to put a default currency on the currency mode calculator. The first currency should be the one it detected for the user. The second currency should be USB by default unless the first one was detected as USD. Then in that case, the second one should be Euro. Okay, so what we are doing here is that if you are opening up the calculator, then the first one will automatically be set to your currency, and the second one will be USD. But if your currency is USD, then we'll set the second one as Euro, and then that way, I think the default values in here will be a bit more useful. Because if I open it right now, I get Australian dollar, and Brazil, which is not necessarily very useful for me. So we need to make this a bit smarter. And just to add on to this, something to keep in mind is that we don't want to use the NPM directly because the calculator needs to work offline. Okay, I think that's a good prompt. Then we just say GPT 5.4 because 5.5 is too expensive, and then we'll say agent and send. Let's see what it does. Let me read the chat here. Okay, so I still don't see the domains, even though you wrote it as dot. I still don't see it. So YouTube definitely has some smarts in here to basically take the domains out, which is unfortunate. I love all the Turkish chats in here. Loving it. Keeping it up. Very cool. If you want, I think, do you have Steam? If you have Steam, then you can join this link that I'm posting, and then you can post your links in that chat room. That might be better. So check the chat, I sent you a link there. You can join that chat room, and then just paste the links in there. Okay, Ohm says, my name, but .xyz. So when you say your name, do you mean just OME.xyz? Or is it OMEROZTURK? Thank you, Alp Polak. He says, Sean, you are very amazing workaholic man. Awesome. Thank you. I am a bit of a workaholic, I must say. I enjoy working, so yeah. The nice thing about me is that programming never felt like a job. It always felt like just something I'm doing for fun. So it's never gotten boring. It's never been something I've hated. It's always been like a fun hobby for me, which is good. And therefore I've never hated my job. It's always been great and fun for me. And it's not just the programming part, like even the planning of applications or websites, or even like discussing with clients changes they want to have, or looking through bug reports or reviewing code. Like everything in this industry, I basically enjoy, which is crazy. I don't think many people can say that they fully enjoy what they do, but I do. Now I check my username and put dot. No Steam, unfortunately. This man developed artificial intelligence for the police and military. But Delphi fan is typing here in Turkish. Hey, Delphi fan. Okay, let me try and see if I can get to Ohm's website. I will do it on the side first and let this AI prompt run here. So, Ohm, ROZTURKXYZ. Okay, Ohm, I'm looking at your website here right now. So I'm guessing this website you built in Claude Code, right? Where do I find, or is it two other websites that you built in Claude Code? Going to the portfolio section. Oh, my projects. Okay, I see my projects. So it's your website, and then it's also Dely Studio. Is that the other one? I'm guessing. I'm having a look right now. This guy's keeping me out. Maybe he AI. How he translates so fast without Google. AI. AI. That's the way. Delphi fan. It's the answer is always AI. So this Dely Studio looks pretty impressive. So you made this in a week with Claude Code. That's what you are saying. Very cool. Ohm says here, and Neptacom with a dot is another that these two were built in a week with Claude 20 USD. Were they both built in the same week using that 20 USD? And then what exact model were you using to build them? Like were you using Opus 4.6 or 4.7 or what model? You say yes, but what model? Okay, it looks like my prompt has finished here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read this because we are vibe coding. So technically I shouldn't even care. I'm not gonna read it, but I do want to just check what it did. One of my struggles is still letting go of the code and just coding with the vibes. I'm still struggling to not look at the code, but I'm getting much better at that. I must say. Like you can see, I'm just scrolling through it. I'm not even looking in detail anymore. So I'm definitely getting there, but it is still quite difficult. Okay, let's test this out then. Okay, so if I now refresh, I would expect for it to automatically load for me South African Rand at the top, and then the bottom one should be USD. Okay, so it detected United Kingdom pound for me. So definitely still is not detecting it correctly. I wonder why. Yeah, let's just ask a follow-up question here. I'll say, I'll keep this though. For me personally, it loads United Kingdom pound. Why is that? Since I am using South African Rand, can you try and figure out for me? Don't make any code changes. Just tell me why you think it didn't choose South African Rand for me. Let's see what it does. Okay, so Ohm says you use Opus 4.7. And how many prompts do you think did you then use in total to get to those two websites having be fully finished? Cheers, Delphi fan. Enjoy. And then Ohm says, do you have a Discord server? I do not have a Discord server. Maybe in the future I create one, but right now I don't have one. Like I said, I've only been streaming now for 5 days, so I'm still very much new in this. We haven't even made a cent yet. Just been spending money. I think we should add a new goal here as well. I'm currently using the Steam Deck, but I think a good goal would be to upgrade to Steam Machine. Let's write that down. Goals. Positive ARR, Open AI Codec subscription, Claude Code subscription, better internet, buy MacBook. I'll just add here for publishing to App Store. I'll do same here. Okay. For App Store publishing. Trying to make it shorter. Okay. And then upgrade to Steam Machine. I think these are quite good first goals. Okay. Let's see how far our prompt is. Okay, quick fixes you can do. Oh, okay, that's quite a bit to read. The app picks GBP because your browser locale preferences resolve to the United Kingdom. The app infers currency from the locale. Why that happens, how detection works. The app builds a preference list in this order. Okay, each locale string is reduced to a country code. Okay, if any of your environment values contains GB, for example, the first match will be GBP, even if you are physically in South Africa. Likely reasons you saw GBP instead of ZAR. Your browser language accept language list contains GB, or the top entry is a UK English variant. Your OS region locale is set to the United Kingdom. Some browsers inherit this. You or the browser selected British English as the preferred language in settings. If you only have a generic EN entry, the runtime's locale maximization can resolve it to a country that maps to USD or GBP. Okay, now you can check in your browser. Paste results if you want me to interpret. Okay, open the app in your browser and paste these into the dev tools. Okay, let's do that and test that and see what it says. Okay, so I have it open. I'll go to console. I'll paste that. Don't paste code into the dev console that you don't understand. Okay, I won't. What? This could allow attackers to steal your identity or take control of your computer. Please type allow pasting. Ah, okay. Allow pasting. And I paste that. Okay, perfect. Then I'll copy this, or I'll take a screenshot for the AI, since that's what it asked. And then I will send that to the AI. This is what I see. But I'm going to continue reading here. Quick fixes you can do, no code changes. In your browser setting, move English South Africa or add it to the top of the language list. Change your OS region locale to South Africa. In the calculator UI, choose a currency manually. The app exposes a currency selector. Okay. If you paste the 3 console lines, okay, that I have done. Okay, let's see what currency my computer is in then, if that's possible somehow. Okay, so Ohm says 1 long prompt, then debugging and fixing, I think 20 to 30 in total for just one site, but debugging and fixing mostly on other sessions. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, so it does seem like you can do quite a lot with the $20 one. And then, I'm not sure how it works, but like, do you get a certain amount of prompts per month? Or is it just based on how many tokens it uses? Meaning how many texts you actually write to it, or how many texts it generates. The reason why I'm asking is because with GitHub Copilot, I currently get 1,500 requests basically, or prompts that I can send to it. That is to say, if I use GPT 5.4, which is 1 times multiplier, meaning that one request is 1 prompt. But then, if I were to use Claude Opus 4.7, that would be a 15 times multiplier, meaning if I were to use my full GitHub Copilot subscription, so SteamOS has a bug where sometimes it doesn't open up applications correctly, and if I close enough applications, then some apps start working. In any case, so if I were to use GitHub Copilot and just use Opus 4.7, I would basically get 100 total prompts per month, essentially. So with the $20 one from Claude Code, do you think I would be able to get more than 100 prompts per month, in your opinion, using Opus 4.7? Because if you don't think I will get more than 100 prompts, then in that case, it doesn't make sense for me to get the $20 plan. At least not above my current GitHub Copilot plan. Per month, of course. Okay. Very interesting. So how many do you think per week? How many prompts? If you were to do like heavy prompts, like to create full websites, how many do you think would you get a week? But I'm definitely leaning towards getting it then. Okay, I think this we can commit. The changes we just did. I'm pretty happy with it, even though it doesn't detect my South African currency. It does, however, seem better. So I'm going to commit this. Okay, add currency localization support with local currency integration. Okay, perfect. We say commit and push. Okay, so 2 days and it's finished. That sucks. Yeah, then it's also not that useful to me. I don't want to just be prompting 2 days and then it's done. But the thing is, there is 5 hours windows. What does that mean? Like I said, I have never used Claude Code, so I don't know. All of my AI coding experience has basically been on one of two, GitHub Copilot or Microsoft Copilot, and that's basically it. But I would love to definitely go over to Claude Code or Codex in the future. Nice to meet you as well. Cheerio. Okay, so we did just publish a new calculator version. Every commit that we do actually publishes a new version. So, in theory, if we were now to go to the browser and actually test out what we just did, let's see what actually happened. If it's maybe different in the browser compared to in VS Code's browser. So I'll go to calculator. And then we'll go to currency. Okay, so here it actually detected South African Rand. So maybe in the VS Code browser, it just didn't detect South African Rand because that browser has different settings. But looks like in my own browser, it does work, which is perfect in that case. Okay, so we did just solve that issue. I wonder if we have the same in here. The same would make sense to do something with these ones. Just scrolling through and see if there's anything useful in here. Maybe we could also like auto select. But nothing that would make a big difference, I think, in anyone's lives. Not like the currency one. Yeah. Okay. Then I think we are good. Okay. Om is saying, yeah, you write 2 to 3 or 4 prompts, you run out of 5 hours. You wait 5 hours, 2 to 3 more heavy prompts, you need to wait to use 5 hours, I mean. Okay. So every 5 hours you can do a few prompts. With that 5 hours window at 2 days weekly usage goes out on 20 USD. Okay, I see. I see. So let's just check here again. I go back to Claude Code. Have you ever used Codex yet, or just Claude Code? The reason I'm asking is because I know the Codex models are a bit more efficient, like you get more prompts out of it. Yeah, just type here again. 70 USD to ZAR. Yeah, okay, 280 Rand. 100 is just too expensive. Even 70 is pushing it. 1700. Ohm says no codex, but I will try it with the cheapest plan. Okay. Okay, let's go on with our tasks. Let's just jump into the vibe coding thing here. So for today, we have a couple of tasks to do. For day 5, here we go. Okay, so we need to check why Valve declined Dely Turtle. That we did check and we did fix it. So we can now take that away. We'll just leave it here, but we have finished it. Then we need to start testing different themes and update YouTube assets. Yes, that we need to do as well. So some of the thumbnails on YouTube are not correct. I will explain now. But yesterday, ChatGPT kept crashing. And GitHub and Microsoft Copilot kept giving us really crappy designs. But I just want to change one thing, I think. Let's go to the channel. I think I just want to update one thumbnail, because some of the thumbnails are not 16:9 aspect ratio. I just want to fix that as well. It's this one, yeah. So day 4, you can see the day 4 vibe coding at the top is being cut off. Oh, day 5 as well. So today and yesterday's streams, you need to fix the logos. That should be easy. We can try and use ChatGPT. I think I found a way to make it not crash. Let's have a look. I will need to first get the original image, which is this one. I will copy it. I'll go to new chat. I'll say one day 4. Create an image. I paste it. I say 16:9. Then we wait a bit. Then we send it. And that doesn't crash it. But if I start typing more stuff, then ChatGPT kept crashing yesterday. Okay, let's make a new chat. Same thing, we say day 5. We paste the image. We say create an image and we choose 16:9. Okay, then in the meantime, let's go to YouTube and we need to start editing these videos. Let's start with day 4. We're gonna have to watch it. And then we go edit video. And then we can change it right here. Sweet! Okay, so Ohm here says 100 to 200 is expensive, but everyone I talk says it's worth it. Okay. People are using $200 USD 15 hours straight. Okay, that does seem worth it. I don't think I'll be using it 15 hours straight, at least not currently. I only get a bit time at night, every night, to basically stream and vibe code. I would say maybe like 2 to 4 hours at night. But that does seem worth it, except the price, considering it's $200. 200 USD to ZAR. I mean, if you're making money from it, then hell yeah. So I'm sure we will get it eventually once we start making money. It's just that at this point we don't make any money yet. We still have many apps to make and publish, and then we can start making money. Yeah, let's. This one is done. So we are gonna click on it. We're gonna click copy. Go back to here. We paste it in. Say yes. This was day 4 fixed. Let's go check if day 5 has finished. Day 5 also finished. Right click, copy, go back to VS Code, paste in. We say day 5 fixed, and then we can go update the YouTube thumbnails. Change. Okay, day 4 is busy uploading. Yeah, I'm sure it's very addictive. Even me just using Microsoft Copilot in the browser, as well as GitHub Copilot, is very, very, very addicting. That's also why I started the stream, just to use it even more and make some cool applications and SaaS businesses and games and whatever we feel like making, just due to it being so addictive. Not everyone is pro AI though. Many people are super against AI. Don't want to use it at all. But I think most programmers were a bit hesitant to use AI in the beginning. But I think now it has changed. I think most programmers are now willing to at least give it a go. In yesterday's stream, I mentioned I have an older brother who does programming as well. He also used to do Delphi programming back in the day, but he doesn't do Delphi anymore. He's one of those guys who's a bit hesitant to use AI. He says many people in his business are hesitant to use AI, but he also says that he knows he has to learn it and start using it, and he wants to. Uh, but yeah, still a bit hesitant. I think it's tough, like, to convince someone to use AI who could potentially replace your job. You know what I mean? It makes sense why some people are hesitant to use it. Okay, day 4. Let's click save. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to run any local models, unfortunately. It would have been cool though, if I could. But yeah. There was someone in the chat 2 days ago who did give me access through an API to his AI model. He has one running locally. I forgot the name now, but he's running it on an NVIDIA GDX or something. And what model is he using? I don't remember, but he basically gave me unlimited access to it. I haven't given it a go yet. I'm sometimes a bit afraid to just like connect to other people's computers or random APIs or open random websites people send. Because you never know in this day and age with AI what could happen if you just open up a link. I don't remember, but he basically AI is so good at like finding exploits and vulnerabilities and all that. Makes me a bit scared, even to connect to public hotspots and Wi-Fi. I don't even want to connect to any public Wi-Fi anymore. Just scared, you know. Okay, let's update this thumbnail as well. Day 5. Need to drink some water as well. Oh, have you used any local models yet? Any local models yet? Like the Olama ones or anyone? Run a virtual machine maybe. So if I run a virtual machine on this machine, then it definitely won't work. I could try and set it up on a different computer. I think it's maybe worth playing with it at least at some point. Okay, I'm struggling to breathe here. I actually have a deviated septum, and that means I can't actually breathe through my nose. So I only breathe through my mouth. Sometimes it's difficult. The only way to fix it is to get it surgically fixed. So I almost never breathe through my nose at all. Like it's just mouth breathing. That's also why my accent also sometimes sounds a bit weird, or my the way I say words. I can't talk through my nose either, which most people do. Okay, so Ohm says I'll try GPT's 20B cloud model with an old PC, but I have no expectations from it. Okay, thank you. Would be interesting to know how it works. Okay, so thumbnails are updated. Perfect. Let's go back to our chat here. Our day 5 plans. Okay, so this basically done now. Take it away. Okay, we need to get the result calculator to go smaller on Flatpak. So currently, if you open up the Flatpak version of the calculator, you'll see it opens up quite a bit of a big size, and I can make it slightly smaller. The stupid Steam OS bug that keeps popping up as well. Now I have to close some applications before I can use it. Okay, so you can see I can make the calculator slightly smaller, but I can't make it any more smaller than what it currently is. And I want to be able to make it smaller. So that's something we need to fix. Let's go back to the calculator. We'll start a new chat here. I'll start by just saying hello. Are you live every day? Yes, I'm live every day. Usually around this time I'll be live. I don't know what the time is by you, but currently you can see my time in the corner. So I'm usually going to be live from around 8 or 9 o'clock at night, all the way through to midnight, as you can currently see. And then sometimes I'll go to 1 or 2 in the morning. But generally I'll be live between 2 and 4 hours. You'll find me here. And I'll appreciate those updates. That'll be awesome to know. Thank you very much, Om. Quite excited, actually. Okay. So now we want to try and fix that sizing issue. On the Flatpak version, I'm not able to make my calculator very small. Let me take a screenshot as well. But it's black. Man, Valve, you gotta fix your operating system. This is such an irritating bug. It didn't used to be a bug and then it became a bug. I am running, however, the preview version or the main branch version of SteamOS. So it is possible it might just be a bug because I'm running like pre-alpha software. But yeah, it's still very, very, very irritating. Now I can't launch my own calculator. So I've closed all the applications that I can close. Oh, it just opened. Let's try again. Nope. There we go. Kinda. Nope. Okay, there we go. Okay. I can take a screenshot. Okay, well the screenshot goes black as well. That's not very helpful. Okay. I can't see the screenshot window, but I will paste it in VS Code. Okay, now I can see roughly what it did. Can I close my calculator? And then I can see the screenshot tool, meaning I can go edit, and then I can make it smaller. More thinking here. Okay, let's do this. Perfect. Then I copy it. Then I can see the new one. Okay. So on the Flatpak version, I'm not able to make my calculator window very small. I've attached the screenshot of the smallest size I can make the window. I am not able to resize it any smaller. Please fix this and allow me to make it smaller. That's fine. Let's just start there. I'll send that. I see we have 10 viewers. How's everyone doing? Do we have any vibe coders? What is everyone building? Any cool projects? Okay, I'm mapping the resize limits now. Then I'll patch the real constraint. Okay, perfect. Hopefully this fixes the issue. While that's going, I have not tested the Windows build that it has built yet. Obviously, I'm using Linux, so I can't just run the Windows build. But I should be able to run it through Proton on Steam. Let's go onto Steam. I'll go add a game. I'll say add a non-Steam game. I'll go browse. And then I need to find where that is. I'll do it on the side here. We can watch the prompt happening. I don't actually know where to put my exe. Let's just make a new chat here. I'll say, where can I find the portable exe that this calculator made? Okay, while it's checking for me, I will also continue checking my side and see if I can see it. This one I think is it. Calculator exe. Okay, I think that might be it. Okay, I found it. I'm gonna say open. There we go. I click add selected program. And now we should have it if we search for result. Result calculator, perfect. Let's just choose the Proton version. We'll start by enabling Steam Play and we'll choose Proton Experimental. Cool, let's see if it runs. Let's hope it runs. We did also find a pretty cool project last night that was called PWA Builder, which looked pretty cool. It's basically a program that you can use to take a PWA website and instantly build it for Windows, Mac OS, and was it Android as well, or something like that. But that looked promising. Or if this Electron version doesn't work at least, then we have a backup. So while we're waiting for this to launch, just want to check here on the side something. Just checking the bitrate and if the stream is still stable and all that. This is taking extremely long to launch. Don't know if it's actually working or not. We'll get back to it. You know, GPT-5 Mini is so slow. You can see it's finding it, but to find it is just slow. We should actually give it a test and see how fast the other free models are. So if I were to choose Raptor Mini, how fast would that one be to find the exact same thing? Yeah, so you can see it found it, but it took quite a long time. Oh, okay, so Raptor Mini was much faster and it found the exact same thing. That's quite interesting. Okay. So I wonder, this answer also took quite a long time for GPT to find it. Or to like give me an answer initially, didn't it? I don't know. Okay, let's see what this one is doing. I'm mapping the resize limits now, then I'll patch the real constraint. I found an explicit native minimum, now I'm checking layout safety before lowering it. I confirmed the electron min size, next I'm checking if any CSS would still block a smaller window. I've got the likely fix, next I'm patching the native window minimum to match the app's existing compact layout. Okay, the resize cap is patched, I'm validating the electron entry point and packaging flow next. I'm running a quick sanity check, yada yada yada. Okay, let's see where it changed that. Okay, so this is apparently where you change the size then in it. Okay. Perfect. Now I know for the future if I just want to come in and change it myself. Ohm is saying exclamation mark Steam. You want the Steam chat link? Ohm? Also, this is not working, so I'm gonna just... Yeah, okay, it doesn't seem like it's running this way. Would I be able to stop it? Don't think so. Okay, well, this is just stuck. I'm gonna close it. It's fine. Something to worry about a different day. Then I'll quickly send you the Steam home. Just give me a second. I haven't set up any like commands or that in the chat here, but I should maybe at some point figure out how to do that and then set it up. Oh, my PC is freaking out, man. This with SteamOS, I can't even see the chat now. Yep, just broken. Okay, what can we close here? I did open up a GitHub issue or on SteamOS for them to hopefully fix this. So hopefully it won't be an issue in the future. But you can see, like, I can't even see what windows I have open. It's just all black. So I need to close one of them. That's the life we choose to live, the Linux life, I guess. You will have issues like this, unfortunately. Maybe I can close that. I can close my calculator. Nope, not going too well here. Apologies, Ohm. I just took Ohm's place in #1. Congratulations, Stealthy Fan. Oh, bro, please stop glazing, is what Delphi Fan is saying. Yeah, Linux is not perfect, but it's better than Windows. I would much rather be using Linux and have a few issues than using Windows and just hating myself. Okay, I found the link. There we go. I sent it to you. Delphi Fan, he doesn't care, bro. Okay, is that link working for you, Ohm? Yeah, come on, Valve. You gotta fix SteamOS. How hard can it be? Windows is not king, Delphi Fan. Windows is too expensive, man. Linux is free. And I get better performance in games. Okay, so it looks like it made changes to my Flatpak. I don't know if it built a new one for me or installed it. I feel like if I click on this, it's gonna be black. No, it's not. Okay, perfect. Okay, it can't go smaller yet, so it hasn't actually built a new Flatpak for me. So I will choose GPT 5.4 mini and I will ask it to build a new Flatpak with these changes and also install the Flatpak on my computer. Okay, let's see what it does, if it succeeds. Windows is only free if you become a criminal, Delphi Fan. And yes, you do get more games on Linux, that's true. Luckily for me, all the games that I play is available on Linux. Okay, Galen, I see you here on the Steam chat. Welcome. So on the Steam chat doesn't have any restrictions, so you can send whatever here, whether it's links or it doesn't matter. Anything here works. Whereas YouTube does have some moderation and some stuff you can't send. The Steam chat is also nice because, like I said, I will be releasing all of the apps and games and stuff onto Steam. Not just Steam, but Steam will be one of the platforms I will be releasing it on. Just mainly because obviously I'm using a Steam Deck, and Steam Deck obviously has Steam. So for me, the best way to use the apps and games is through Steam. But I know that most people won't be using it through Steam. Okay, while this is going, since the models are so slow, let's just read here what Callan says. Is that the prompt that you sent me? That you sent to it? Ah, okay, cool. I will definitely take a look. But I'll read it in more detail after the stream. If you want to use it in GPT Mini to check, okay, that might be an interesting thing to do. Let's do that. Because I'm going to copy it, that exact same prompt. It would be interesting to compare GPT Mini and Raptor Mini because I've been wanting to do that for a while, actually. So let me go to our vibe coding one here. I'll make a folder, another folder. Inside that, I'll do GPT-5 Mini. I'll make a new folder that says Raptor Mini. Perfect. Okay. Then in Raptor Mini, GPT-5 Mini. Do we go? Yeah, we go high. Okay. In the GPT-5, in the other / GPT-5 Mini folder, do this. And then here I'll paste in your prompt. I'll send that. I'll make a new chat. I'll do the same thing, but I'll choose the Raptor Mini and I'll say here Raptor Mini folder, do this. Let's see what these two models do. Okay, so we got GPT Mini in the middle and we got Raptor Mini on the right hand side. Okay, Ohm says, after that I use 10 to 15 mini prompts to polish and make the latest version. Okay. So even though, so something to keep in mind that GitHub Copilot, currently the GPT-5 mini model is free to use. Like I have unlimited prompts on it. But the thing is, from next month, it actually won't be free anymore. They are changing the pricing. I think they're moving it to one time, if I remember correctly. So it won't be free anymore, unfortunately, from next month. And the GPT 5.4 one, this one is moving from 1 time to 7 time next month. And then GPT 5.4 mini is also moving to 7 time. So all three, these ones are getting more expensive next month. And then I think Opus 4.7, they said is also moving up. I don't remember to what price though. But I believe the Raptor Mini is staying the same price. This one is staying 0. That's why I'm doing a comparison between GPT-5 Mini and Raptor Mini. Because Raptor Mini will be the only free one starting next month. And I've actually never used it. Like today was my first time using it. Yeah, we can see Raptor Mini is definitely faster. You can see it already started making actual files. Whereas GPT-5 Mini has not even made a single file yet. I already have a follow-up prompt I want to give to it. I know the prompt here I know it said Next.js, but I want to see how good it is. Now convert this to vanilla JS, CSS, and HTML. I want to see how good it would then take that Next.js and convert it over to something else. So I'll do a follow-up prompt on that, and also a follow-up prompt on Raptor Mini. So once it finishes the first run, it'll then go next and convert it over. Okay. While this is happening, I think we could move away, go back to the calculator. Okay. Let's see what this one did. One detail. That pack is not available directly in the shell. Do it from my host system. So on Linux, how it works is when you run VS Code, it doesn't actually run like physically on your computer. It actually runs like within a mini VM. Almost every app that you run on Linux runs like that, at least if you're using the Flatpak version of it. So any app that you get from KDE Discover, which obviously is now showing black because of the issue, but any app you get from there is like a sandboxed app. So when I do terminal commands or Copilot, it's actually running in a sandbox environment. But sometimes Copilot is smart and it actually knows how to exit the sandbox environment and run commands straight on my host system. Okay, so it did do it. So in that case, well, I can't open my freaking thing. Okay, that's not nice. Okay, while we have some time to spare here, let's start seeing what things that I missed on my QR code generator. So what happened was I had a bunch of prompts here. I think it's basically the prompts you see here. So most of these prompts actually. And then I did a prompt, this one, yeah. So I did a prompt here where I tried to then import my application to my own Result.js framework. So I also built my own like JavaScript library that's actually based on a Delphi routing library, which in turn is based on another different JavaScript library, which is based on a PHP library that I built over the years. So I wanted this to port it to my framework. And then while doing this, it completely messed up my code and even reverted some of the changes I had in here because it didn't like change files. It actually deleted all my files and then recreated it. And through doing that, I lost basically two weeks of work on this. 3 weeks of work. And I have not committed this to GitHub yet. So unfortunately, that's just all gone. And I don't even remember what I did. So I need to somehow figure out what I lost, essentially. Which is going to take a long time. But what we have built here is I built my own QR code library for JavaScript. So you'll see here we have somewhere here. I'll need to find it. QR code.js. Yes, I built my own QR code generator library. And then on top of this library, I built the entire website, essentially. Okay, let's see what we missed. So how the UI works is, if there is enough space for these 4 tabs to fit in, then we show tabs. But as soon as the space gets smaller, then from tabs, it switches to accordions. So that's how the UI works, at least. Okay. So frame. I remember fixing all of these frames. I think all of them are going to be broken. Okay, they seem to be fine, actually. Okay. That's good. Okay, this one is clearly broken. Okay, so it looks like it didn't. This one's also broken. Looks like it didn't take away all of my changes, at least. let's start by fixing some of them then. I need to sign into GitHub Copilot first. Sorry if I take a while to respond to the chat messages. Sometimes I don't see it immediately. Okay, so OBS says you can prompt to create a memory bank for the model and put the things that you don't want him to do. I have heard about people doing that. I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but I know the way it works, right, is they basically have an MD file where they basically write memory of things that should or should not happen, similar to like a claw.md file or that, right? That's basically what it is. But the thing is also, this wouldn't have happened if I had committed my code to GitHub. But the thing is, I'm still building it, so I don't want to commit a bunch of rubbish to GitHub. I want to like fully polish it out before I commit. But yeah, I unfortunately made the mistake of trusting Copilot too much, and then it messed up. Which I'm sure is going to happen many times in the future, so just got to get used to it. AI obviously is not perfect yet. That's fine. That's the world we live in. But it's getting better at a very fast pace. And my Steam just crashed, it seems like. Don't care. Okay, I'm going to try and fix this one first. So I will share my tab with Copilot. So Copilot has a nice feature where you can share the tab with Copilot, and then Copilot actually has the ability to control this this page, and it can actually click around and do things for you, even test your website. I basically gave it control to my tab. I'm gonna then basically specifically tell it to look at this section here. So I choose this section, and then here I can now prompt on top of it. So I can, for instance, use GPT 5.4 if I wanted to, and I could tell it that this QR code does not look correct. There's a random white, or it's a cream line, a random cream colored line above the scan me text. Please get rid of it. Perfect, that's all we say. I think let's try a cheaper model. Let's try GPT 5.4 mini, but we'll put it on high reasoning. Let's see what it does. Okay, Obe says, but yes, exactly. But the README is not enough sometimes. Creating a memory bank folder is very effective. Nothing goes wrong. Every time you prompt something, agents check the memory bank and proceeds to make the changes. Okay, so is there like a specific name you give to the folder for it to know to check there? Or do I have to tell it that you need to check there? Like how does it know to check a specific folder before it does anything? Okay, while this is happening, this prompt is going, I'm going to check the rest of the themes here, or the frames. I suspect there's going to be more that's broken, because I remember spending a hell of a long time to try and fix these frames. Like I guess I can see one already. This one. This QR code has a transparent transparent section in the middle instead of fully white. Fix it also. Okay, while that's happening, let's go back to the Nepte Studio ones. Okay, so it looks like GPT-5 mini finished first. Raptor is still going. Replace Next.js with a static version if you want. Which would you like me to do? Okay, for now, I want you to do nothing. Start the server for me so that I can see the website. Okay. So, oh, looks like GPT-5 mini finished. Let's see what it did. Looks like Raptor mini also finished. Checking the current project files and page structure, inspecting, yada yada yada. Done. Converted the project to a vanilla static site. Okay. Very cool. I'll close all of this. Then I will open up just this one. I'll paste the same message to Raptor Mini. Okay, so Raptor Mini immediately got some errors. Starting a local static server in the Raptor Mini folder now. It looks like it overcame the errors. How is GPT-5 Mini doing? Oh, it doesn't look like Raptor Mini actually converted this one to a static site. Or did it? Don't know. Okay, so which one is this? This is the GPT one, right? So GPT started the server. I'm checking. Okay, so this is how it looks. That's actually not too bad. Crafting apps, games, and game assets. That's honestly not too bad, I must say. So, how does this compare to the one that you made with that same prompt? Let's go have a look at a different one. Let's look at the Raptor Mini one. Oh, that's not bad either. For a free model, this is not bad, I must say. Wow. I must definitely read the prompt that you gave. Obviously, I haven't read the prompt yet, but this is not bad. Ian, are you still in the chat? Are you still here? I want him to see this, because this is not too shabby. Okay, I'm very impressed. I will take a look at the exact prompt you gave a bit later. But yeah, I'm definitely quite impressed. Okay, let's see what these models did for us on this website. Let's hope it's fixed. Okay, I'm going to make this a bit smaller so that I can have tabs instead of accordions. Okay, and the two frames I gave for it was the scan card. Okay, that one seems not. This was the one. Cool, this one seems fixed. There's no more random line there. And then the other one was... This was the clipboard one. No, it wasn't the clipboard one. It was a bag tag. This one's not fixed yet. Okay, so let's read what Ohm said. GPT-1 is close, but not close in design. Okay. So I actually prefer the Raptor Mini one in terms of how it looked for me. Obviously, I'm not talking about how close it came to your result that you made, just upon first initial looks, the way it looks to me. I kind of like the Raptor Mini ones better. So I want to do another test actually. I have my SeanRosell.com website, right? Which I want to rebuild. I wonder how good it would be to replicate this one or rebuild it. Let's do another test. I'm going to go back to the Vibe Coder one. Come on. Vibe Coder, here we go. Okay. I'll make new folders again. I will delete these two projects it just made. Delete them. Okay, other. I'll archive these two chats as well. I'll make a new folder here. I'll call it seanrosal.com. And we'll make two folders here, GPT-5 mini. And we'll do a Raptor mini. Okay, let's start. Please make a new seanrosal.com website. But do I just say that? And it should be just normal HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Let's see what it does. Put it in the other/Raptor mini folder. So I give that prompt, and then I do another prompt, but using GPT-5 mini. This one must be in the GPT-5 mini folder. Oops, sorry for that. I bashed my finger against the microphone. I'll put this in the middle again. Okay, so now we got it. Left side is GPT-5 mini and right side is Raptor mini. Okay, so Ohm says, oh, first look was way different. Okay. And then SMP says, hi, welcome to the chat. Are you also a vibe coder? Have you built anything cool? And thank you for joining. Whoa, Raptor mini is done already. What do you mean? I just gave the prompt. That's crazy. There's no way this is any good. Yeah, I can already see it's terrible. Oh, that is no. Okay, that's not a good website. I'm gonna type here. That's a cuck website. It needs to look better than the existing one. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a thumbs down as well because that's not a very good looking website. GPT-5 mini has some brains and it's still going at least. Okay, Raptor mini, reviewing the current site files to make a stronger design update. I bloody hell hope so. While that's going, let me try and finish this or fix this again. I'm still seeing a transparent section right above the scan me text. Let's send that. Okay, these ones are still busy going. Okay, let's see if I can open up my calculator now. Okay, I can. Perfect. Oh, and I can make my calculator smaller than I could before. Okay, so it does seem like that code did work. I do like it now. I feel like we should still be able to make it even smaller, to be honest, but it's much better. Ohm says if you write a long prompt like the Nepte one for Sean Results site, I can use it in my Claude right now and send screenshots to you, my local host. I want to say yes, but no. I'm actually just doing some testing right now. I'm not actually like fully remaking the seanrosal.com website right now. I'm just doing these two prompts to see what it does. I'm not actually going to be remaking that site right now. I do want to remake it in the future, but not for this live session here. I gave it the wrong folder. Actually, I forgot to mention this folder, but Raptor Mini actually knew that it should be this folder, whereas GPT-5 Mini took my folder directly and said, okay, it must be there. Okay, let's have a look at what GPT-5 Mini did. Okay. Oh, I opened the wrong one. I was about to say, okay, I need to open up the index.html file. Okay. Okay. Not looking good. Okay, we need to be fair though. I did give Raptor a follow-up prompt. I'll say the same thing. That's a cock website. It needs to look better than the existing one. I'll give it the exact same prompt as well, like a follow-up prompt. And then let's go have a look at how the Raptor Mini one is looking. Okay, now it's looking much better. The Raptor Mini one. That's really not bad actually, considering this is a free model. Meaning even you own, if you buy GitHub Copilot, even the cheapest, like I think the cheapest tier, get unlimited prompting with Raptor Mini. This is not bad, is it? What do you think, Om? How does this look for you? I will give you the first prompt. You're welcome to try it. I'll paste it here in the chat for you. That was the first prompt I gave it. If you want to give it a go and see what it does. It would be quite interesting to see what yours gives. But I think this is really not bad. Like considering it's a completely free model, unlimited requests that I can get a month for it. And this was just with 2 prompts. The first one was terrible though. Even light to dark mode works. But the thing is, I'm actually wrong. So it looks good, but this is not my shownresult.com website. Like, it doesn't have any of my actual information on it. It's like it didn't even look at what's actually on my website, if that makes sense. I'm just realizing that now. Like, none of this information here is anything from my existing website. Not even the email, like hello@shownresult.com, that's not even my email. Did not get a single thing from my website. I just made a random website and called it Shown Result, essentially. So it looks good for Raptor Mini, but it doesn't look like it actually searched the web and actually looked at what was on the website. Okay, GPT-5 Mini is still going. The QR code generator just finished its prompt, so let's go have a look at if it fixed the QR code for me. No, it still didn't fix it. Why is it not fixing it? Like, how difficult could this be? Let's try again, but I'll use a better model than the model I'm currently using. Let's do a GPT 5.4 one and see if it can fix it. Okay, going back to my calculator. Okay, so this now fixed that issue that I had. I can commit this. I'm happy committing it. I want to see what the initial starting size is for the calculator as well. I would like for it to start smaller. Yeah. I'll put a prompt here. Can we start the Flatpak calculator in a default smaller size? Because the size it starts up is feeling a bit too big for me personally. And while that's going, let's head back to the vibe coding one. It was also still going. I'm quite surprised by the speed of Raptor Mini. It's quite fast, I must say. So let's give another follow-up prompt to Raptor Mini. I will tell it, it looks nice, but it doesn't contain any actual info from the shown result from the SeanRazal.com website. Please fix. Yeah, let's say that. Okay, I see that you sent the link here. Okay, so I'll bring it up here. To those who don't know, we have a vibe coding Steam group here that you guys are welcome to join. I will paste the join link in the group as well for you guys. Anyone wants to join it? Because some things you can't post in the YouTube chat, but you can post it on Steam. Okay, so Rand, list working directories, directory contents, the directory is empty. Before I build a couple quick questions so I make the right thing. What's the site for? Personal portfolio. Okay, so did you write this or was this like auto filled in? Okay, who's this for? Any bio, yada yada yada. Pages, single page, 6 sections. If you'd rather I just go, I'll build it clean, okay. Okay, so it decided everything you can find here. Oh, okay, so you gave it the link. Okay, browse the web, use the tool, got the content. I'll build a single page site with all the sections, hero, about, work, experience, portfolio, stats with animated counters, testimonials, contact form, social links, modern dark theme. Okay, Opus 4.7 working, probably it'll take 5 minutes. Sure, okay. So does Opus normally take quite long for responses? Or is it sometimes quick? Okay, this is Claude. Thank you for testing, Omar. I appreciate it. This is very, very interesting. Let's see if this one finished. Okay, so GPT finished. Let's have a look at the GPT one now. This one. Okay, so let's make it a bit bigger. Sorry for those watching from YouTube Shorts. Yeah, so this is the updated GPT one. You can see it's not great in my opinion. Vibe coding building on camera. Okay, that's interesting. So it probably got this from the workspace that I'm in. Experiments, projects. Okay, so it also didn't get anything from my actual website. I would have like thought it would actually go to the website and get the info since I actually gave it the website, but no, it didn't. That's fine. I will do a third prompt as well and just tell it to get stuff from the actual website. Okay. Getting back to the calculator. Yo, it's quite cold here. My hands are frozen. I can barely move them. So cold. We got a response here from the calculator prompt. Okay, let me know if you want a different size. Okay, somebody I set the flat pack, yada yada yada, build flat pack. Okay. Did you install this new flat pack on my host system? Okay, while that's going, I'm going to head back here and see what these two AIs are doing. Okay, nothing yet. And then let's go to the QR code generator. Okay, so GPT 5.4 was able to fix this, it seems. This frame issue that I had with the back tag. Yes. I don't know why, but for me it feels like I should be upvoting or downvoting every response. Do you guys also like upvote or downvote, or do you not even care? Okay. Find barcode, display stand. I'm just checking if all of these frames are basically looking okay. Okay, this one should have a transparent background, I think. I'll select this one. I'll go to GPT 5.4 mini and I'll say the outer background should be transparent. Okay, looks like Obe sent some screenshots. Let's have a look. Okay, so this is what Claude Opus 4.6 did for the exact same prompt. Was it 4.7? 4.7 did for the exact same prompts. Okay. Oh wow. Web developer and software developer building polished cross-platform products for the web, desktop, and mobile. Okay. I see it didn't add in the icons for the social media, but I mean, I'm very much nitpicking here. Overall, it's looking much better. Just first glance, it looks much better, which makes sense. It is a much better model. I design and build professional websites and applications with attention to detail and quality. My work spans designs, development, databases. Okay, this looks very nice. So something interesting about my other website is that these 4 items are actually not static. Actually, I think the GitHub stars one is static, but these 3 are actually not static. It actually gets my actual like years alive, years of experience, and hours playtime, and put it in there. Is that correct? Playtime? I don't think the playtime here is correct. But yeah, it's definitely a step up. Much better. And this was just one prompt. There was no follow-up prompt, right? Just the one initial prompt. Or did the follow-up questions count as the next prompt then? Have you ever used Claude Code within Visual Studio Code? And how is that experience of using it in VS Code? Yeah, I was just looking at the limit right now. So if you max out your 5-hour limit, then how long will it last before you hit the weekly limit? Like let's say every 5 hours you hit the 5-hour limit. Then how quickly would the weekly limit hit up? Okay, so I also gave 3 prompts for my ones. Let's see if it finished. Okay, so I also gave 3 prompts for these 2 ones. We haven't checked it yet on a third prompt. So let's actually compare it properly now on a third prompt. Okay, so this is it on a third prompt. Okay, so it found info. It doesn't look great though. It looks terrible compared to the Opus one. But this one did actually pull in my projects and screenshots, which the Opus one didn't do. but the rest is horrible. I mean, oh, it even put in here my vibe coding days. Pretty cool. But yeah, okay. So the overall looks much better on the Opus side, but it makes sense. I mean, we're using a free model here compared to Opus 4.7. Okay, this is also looking much better. But this is Raptor Mini's third prompt. Yeah, Raptor Mini is actually quite an impressive model, I must say. For those who don't know, Raptor Mini is a model made by Microsoft that they just released, essentially. It's also hosted by Microsoft, but it's only available through GitHub Copilot. This is really impressive for a free model, I must say. I'm very much impressed. Huh. Yeah, it's looking really good. Like Opus obviously is still much better, right? But considering this is a free model. I can use unlimited prompts. It's really not that bad. I really want to do the same test with GPT 5.4 now, since that's the model I use quite a lot. But I don't want to waste prompts on it because I'm going to be streaming every day this week, so I don't want to waste all of my premium prompts for that right now. But that would be quite interesting to see as well. I think eventually, once we remake my SeanResult.com website, maybe this week, maybe next week we do that, and then I'll remake it using GPT 5.4 or 5.5, and then we compare it to the free ones as well as the Opus 4.7 one that you made. Then we give it the exact same 3 prompts again as well. Oh, how's my accent for you, by the way? Do you properly understand me? Because sometimes when I listen to myself through a voice note, I can't even understand myself. So sometimes I wonder, if I can't even understand myself, how the hell are other people understanding me? Where's the calculator? Okay. Yes, I installed and rebuilt the Flatpak. Perfect. So we launched the calculator. I don't see any change. What did you do? Okay. I'm gonna attach. Right, let me just close it. I'll open it again. And then I'll make it the size that I want it to be. Okay. And I'll take a screenshot. I will give it to GPT. I say, I want the initial startup size to be the size of this attached one. I'll put GPT 5.4 mini. I'll send that. Okay, Ohm says it is clear to understand. Thank you very much, Ohm. Appreciate it. Okay, let's then head back to my QR code generator and see how this one is doing. Okay, what frames are still broken? I think I saw 1 or 2 more here that was also broken that I skipped. I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. So I need to also fix this one. This one also has some transparent areas on the inside that should not be transparent. Okay. Let's add to queue. Add it to the queue. I wasn't even planning to work on a QR code generator, but I might as well since I'm here. What's the time there by you? What's your current time zone? I see Counter-Strike just released an update. I know this is not vibe coding, but I just quickly want to have a look at what the update is. I have some money invested into Counter-Strike, and so I just want to check the release notes. Make sure I didn't like do a stupid update and now all my money is gone. Okay, so these are the changes. Fix various holes in map, yada yada yada, workshop, progressive refinement, rendering, source, filmmaker. Interesting. MISC, adjusted, minor. I'm just checking for something interesting. Night mode. Okay, nothing of value. I'll close that. 2 a.m. So it's also quite late there by you. What time do you normally then go to bed, home? I normally go to bed between 1 and 2, so I'm pretty close to going to bed here. But I still want to try and fix some more bugs before I go to bed. Okay, so I see the. Is this within Claude Code? Is this how the Claude Code UI looks, or is this in your VS Code? Because it looks like VS Code, but then again, VS Code is obviously open source, the thing behind it, so this might be in Claude Code as well. I don't know, but this looks like VS Code, so I'm guessing it is. Very much impressive, I must say. Opus 4.71. This is the Claude Code in VS Code. Okay, I see. Normally 10 to 11, but today I couldn't. Well, thank you for staying awake. It's nice having you awake and here with me. Looks like all the other people went to bed. It does show there's currently 4 viewers watching, but no one's chatting. Just you and me. You have become the #1 supporter as well, I see. Check the badge. I wonder if there's like if you can like see a scoreboard or something. See like all the placements. I'm quite new to like streaming, so I have no idea. Oh, wait, they made the whole thing transparent now. Why is the none one transparent background? That shouldn't be. So, do you normally use VS Code as your IDE, or do you use something else? Do you just use Claude Code like many people do? So, many people just use Claude Code. Claude Code, that's their full IDE. They don't look at code. They don't touch code. It's just vibe coding. Oh, look at my hair. I need to cut my hair. It's too long. I'm really surprised at how good my internet's also handling the stream. I'm gonna up the bitrate on the stream to something much higher, just out of curiosity to see like how well it handles it. Since it's close to the end of the stream. I don't think they are. Is what Ohm is saying. What do you mean, Ohm? What don't you think? I don't know. Let's check out the calculator. Okay, I've got enough local evidence, yada yada yada. What about the full? Okay. Create main window. Okay, let's see if it works now. I'll just need to do a follow-up prompt here just to make sure. And did you install this new one on my host system? Claude Code, but sometimes I go into VS Code to change text manually. Okay. So if you had a free model, like GitHub Copilot has, then you could obviously change the text with the free one. So normally, if I want to change just like text and things, then I use the free models, which is perfect for that. I'm guessing Claude or Anthropic doesn't have a free model, right? All of them cost money. Would be my guess. But they have like Haiku and Sonnet, right? Which is cheap. I say cheap. I don't know how cheap they are, to be honest. Let's test the calculator and see if it now. That's smaller, isn't it? Oh my, just crazy. Yeah, it's definitely smaller. Wasn't this size? Okay, that's looking good. Calculator is starting much smaller. I can still maximize it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, that's looking great. I will give it a thumbs up. Okay, I think this is ready to commit then as well. These few changes I just made. Generate a message. Refactor window dimensions. Sure. Okay. Now I want to generate screenshots for this app. Okay. How do I start this? GPT 5.4 high, I think it should be. I think I have an old screenshots folder here. Yeah, marketing. I do have one. Where there was some previous attempts. Mobile tablet. Okay. Let's say copy path. In this folder. Marketing. Please generate full page screenshots for desktop, tablet, and mobile screen sizes. Okay, let's just do a different prompt first. I want to ask GPT-5 Mini, please suggest for desktop, I have 16 by 9 aspect ratio. For mobile, I have 9 by 16 aspect ratio. What would be a good one for tablet? Let's see what it says. Okay, so Obe says here, yes, those are cheap, but even 1% more usage is better. Okay. Oh, I said 9 by 15 aspect ratio for mobile. Wait, I didn't mean that. I meant 9 by 16. Basically the reverse of desktop. I don't know if that is a good mobile one, but I figured that if I were to like turn my screen, it looks pretty much like a phone, so just a massive phone. Okay, so saying here that 4 by 3 for tablet flip. If you want slightly wider tablet, consider 3 by 2 or 16 by 10. For portrait tablet, flip 4 by 3 to 3 by 4. Okay, I'll do that then. Make a new chat. Okay. Please generate full page screenshots for desktop, tablet, and mobile screen sizes. Desktop, in brackets, I'll say 16 by 9. Tablet would be 3 by 4. And then mobile would be 9 by 16 screen sizes. I'd like for the resolution of these screenshots to be around 4K. Okay. I'd also like screenshots. All of the screenshots can be of the standard calculator mode, but can sorry guys, I want various. I should actually put this in the middle for those watching from YouTube Shorts, but only 3 people are watching. I guess it's highly unlikely those 3 are watching on YouTube Shorts. I want various. I want screenshots for the following modes. Okay. Standard, calculator. Not calculator. I meant I need to go sleep. Scientific. Do we do graphing as well? Let's do graphing. Graphing. We can do programmer. Might as well do all of them, don't we? For execution for all of the modes, the screenshots should be in the dark theme, light theme, and terminal theme. This must be done using a script that I can call at any time to get the latest screenshots again. Okay, don't know if it'll be able to do it, but let's see if it can. I think for this I will most likely need GPT 5.4, maybe even 5.5, but let's just try 5.4 to start and see how it does it. Let's hope it can do it. Because that would be awesome. It would save me a lot of time. Have you ever done anything like this, Ohm, where you do some kind of automation with Claude Code? Instead of just like vibe coding a website and things, like actual automation like what I'm doing here. Have you done anything like that yet? What are your thoughts on it? Oh, why is it so difficult? I just want to drag it in here. There we go, okay. I'm dragging the chat to the middle for the people watching from YouTube Shorts. Because YouTube Shorts basically just shows you the middle part. The Ohm says he hasn't done any automation yet. I also haven't done too much automation yet. But I have attempted some stuff here and there, like the screenshots you are seeing here. But I'm getting lazy. Like sometimes I need to restart my KDE Plasma service, and so it's actually less work for me to just ask GPT to restart the service than it is for me to go restart it myself. And things like when building the Flatpak for Linux, it's just one command I have to like copy and paste into the terminal to install the Flatpak. But like it's easier to just type to GPT and ask it to install it. I'm slowly getting lazier and lazier. I'm letting Copilot do more and more on my computer for me. Yeah, I'm also seeing lots of vibe coders doing very cool stuff with AI. That's also why we're doing this video series. I want to learn like what are the possibilities of AI and get better at using AI myself, and then build some cool stuff. Eventually, I want to get to a point where I've finished building the stuff I want to build, and then I want to start building whatever people are saying in the comments. Like just random stuff. Whatever someone says in the comments, I want to go and I want to try and build it while we're on stream. That's one of the goals I want to get to. Like if someone has an idea for a game or a weird game, then I want to basically go live, and within the next 4 hours while being live, I want to build a game in those 4 hours. That's kind of the plan that I have. And then whoever gave the idea for that game, that person can even be like a contributor on the game, and then we can publish it. I see how Copilot is opening up a bunch of different tabs. Ohm says that's the age of the AI. Lazy makes your brain work more like operating workers. Yep. But what I've found, sure, I haven't like gone full into vibe coding yet, where every single thing I do is like vibe coded. I haven't gone fully like that path yet. But I am using AI, and I feel like even though I am using AI for things I would have done manually myself before, I feel like at this point it hasn't like affected the way I think about code yet. Um, but I'm curious to know like if someone were to vibe code fully for like 2 years, if they need to go back to normal coding, I'm curious to know like how it would have affected their brain, and if they could like then actually sit and code stuff manually. Because I think I think like you could be like one of the best programmers, but I think if you vibe code fully for like 5 years or so, surely it has a massive effect on your actual coding ability. Because even I, when I don't code in a certain language for even just a few months, if I have to go back to it, like I've already forgotten some stuff, and I have to like almost recap on how the language works. So imagine like in 5 years from now, all of these people who are vibe coding, they won't be able to go back to normal code. I think. I'm curious how I will be in 5 years from now. Will I be able to code? You know, it's interesting thoughts to have. I think. I read that there's a company, I forgot what the company's name is, but it's like one of the big companies, Fortune 500 companies. And one of them like said that they bought Claude for all of their developers in December and asked them to start playing with it in December. And then since December, all of their senior developers are now just vibe coding. Like they don't actually write any code anymore. Every single senior developer in their company is now just vibe coding. Holmes says, I think manually code is dead unless you develop a new language. Uh, What's the point of making a new language? I mean, we used to make new programming languages because we needed a language that was faster, or a language that was better structured, or a language that needed to target a new platform, or things like that. But do you really think we need any new languages in the world of AI? I mean, why would a new language make someone go back and code manually? Like, what would be the reason? And while this is happening, I will be right back. Actually, the first thing, or one of the first things I wanted to do when I started programming was actually to make my own programming language. Like one of the very first things I wanted to do 15 years ago or whatever was to make my own language. And I started like hard coding my own language. But yeah, of course it wouldn't have worked. I didn't even closely have the knowledge for it. But again, there was no point for me to make a new language, even then, even now, I think. Ohm is saying, I think manually code is dead. Oh yeah, I read that already. Yeah. Let's close it from here. Okay, so GPT 5.4 here says that it's going to make a reusable screenshot generator that serves the app, launches Electron headlessly, and captures the full mode theme viewport matrix into a dedicated subfolder under the Steam with screenshots assets. Okay, that's basically exactly what we want. Wire the generator into package.json so it can be rerun with a one command and optional filters for quick checks. Okay, validate with a narrow single capture run, then run the full screen generation so the requested screenshots are actually written into the repo. Okay, this seems promising, I must say. You're right. Actually, even new languages can be created with AI. Exactly, yeah. But what I'm actually also saying is that what would be the reason to make a new language with today um, in a world of AI? Like I don't see what benefit any new language would give us, really. Like if AI didn't exist, then sure I would see benefits of new languages, but I don't see any benefit of a new language now that we have AI. I can't tell you why, but I just don't see any need for to ever have a new language. Actually, there is a need. Um, if AI eventually gets so good, then we can actually make a new language that humans cannot read, but the language is super efficient. Um, like like one of those old languages like assembly. Imagine if AI is very good at assembly, then it can just write assembly. Like why do we need to have um, languages like JavaScript and Delphi and all that? If AI can just write assembly, like straight from the beginning, have it be super fast, super performant, and still look as great as any other language. That'll be interesting. For biology, space stuff, and AI may need a new language. I don't know. I don't think so. But what do I know? Why do you say so? How far is my QR code generator? So it's finished. Let's refresh the page. Okay. I see my internet is still handling this perfectly. I'm gonna up the bitrate even more. This is incredible. I've never had my internet be as good as it is tonight. I'm gonna put it to 18,000 kilobits per second. Let's see how it goes. If my stream is lagging, please let me know. But yeah, so far it seems to handle it perfectly. Okay, I need to get this fixed. The default none frame is supposed to show a white background, but it's showing transparent right now. Yeah, let's send that. Yeah, I mean it's even handling the stream in 80,000 pretty well. Ooh, okay. So then in that case, let me up it even more, like to 20,000. So what I did was I actually like taped my router to the top of my wall. And so today I have much better internet than I normally have. By the looks of it, it looks like I have like three times better internet about. Okay, extract the biological language and rewrite to make new creatures. Maybe like programming would be crazy. Yeah, would be crazy. Okay, now I see. I'm dropping some frames. The 20,000 does not seems to be too high of a bitrate for streaming. It's not doing too bad necessarily, but let me drop it down to 19,000. Best stuff, I don't have a clue. I see Ohm saying here. AI, like you said. Yeah. Okay. I'm pretty soon gonna end the stream. I just wanna test a few more things here, but I'm very close to ending the stream. I need to just test the screenshot generator, and if I'm happy there, then I think we are done here. I'm curious to see what it does. and if it actually works. And then while we're doing that, I'm just trying to get my QR code generator fixed. So the plan for the QR code generator is to charge monthly for it. We will have a free basic tier. I don't know exactly yet what features will be locked behind the paywall, but I'll basically look at the competitors and see what they offer in the free tier, and then I'm planning to have a much better paid tier than them in terms of price and features. And so I think because of that, I can probably offer a bit more in my free tier than them as well. And then for the paid tier, I'm thinking there will be a monthly price as well as a annual price. And then you'll just unlock basically everything. There's no like sub tiers within that. And then also, I think on Steam, I might offer a once-off option. Because people on Steam are not used to subscriptions, they're used to just paying for it and then getting it. So maybe on Steam, I charge the same price as a year license, and then I give it to them fully. Or maybe 2 years or something like that. Okay, so how do I plan to market them? So my plan is to basically check on the internet for people who are talking about QR code generators or asking for QR code generators, like on Reddit or Twitter and all that. And I'm basically planning to respond to them and recommend my QR code generator. My first client would be my wife, because she uses QR code generators quite often. So she'll be the first client. She's not going to pay for it. But she will be actually she might pay for it. We'll see. But she'll be my first client, and then one of her co-workers also uses the QR code generators quite a lot. He is actually currently using my QR code generator while I'm busy building it. He has already given me some ideas as well. So we have a GitHub page for this QR code generator, and he actually already submitted some issues. You'll see there's 3 issues, and these 3 issues are 3 issues that he actually submitted. So he's also one of my testers, and he might transition into a paid client, I'm sure, because he's already loving it and saying that it's better than the other ones. Always saying, no, don't make your wife pay for your app. And then always saying Steam won't accept the calculator, I think. Well, I think it will accept the calculator because okay, well, before I say why do you think it won't accept the calculator? Let's start there. What is your reason for saying that? Before I tell you. If I move the QR code outside of the container to the right, then the left side is showing as transparent in the preview. It should be white or whatever background color the person has chosen, not transparent. Let's give this prompt to GPT 5.4. Okay. So Ohm says that it is a game platform, not a regular app platform. So you would think so, but Steam actually has many apps on it already. So if I open up Steam, I will show you. So sure, it's a game platform, but you can actually publish music on Steam, you can publish videos on Steam, you can put apps, games. So you'll see here, top left, I have games and software selected. But you'll see there's also soundtracks and videos and also tools. So Steam is actually not just for games, even though it is mostly used for games, it's not just games. Yeah, just like Clippy is saying in the chat. So there's a section for software. And then to get to that, I have already released a software on Steam. It's called Result Developer Tools. So this is already an app that I published on Steam, and there was no issue in terms of publishing it. So you see this app is my app. It's already on Steam, and they have accepted it. And then on top of this one, there's also the Dely Turtle one, which is not yet on Steam, but the store page is already live. Like Valve wouldn't even have gone this far if they weren't already happy with it. But then also watch this. If I search on Steam for calculator, you'll see there's already a calculator on Steam as well. And that one is called Pro Office Calculator. But this one's terrible, as you can see. I say it's terrible while having 125 hours on it. And the reason for that is a Steam Deck. So when I use a Steam Deck in gaming mode, then I can't access any desktop-based apps. So I need to use something from the Steam store, and that's why I have 100 hours on this stupid calculator. That's also why we are building a better calculator, which I'm sure they will accept, but there's a chance they obviously won't. So yeah, you are right. They might not accept it, but I think they will accept it. And welcome to the chat, Clippy. It's the first time seeing you here. Are you also a vibe coder? Also, I already spoke to Steam support before I bought, so I already paid to get the calculator on Steam. You'll see here, I've already begun building the store page as well for it. So you'll see here, calculator. Here's the calculator. I've already begun building it and adding it onto the Steam store. Now, I haven't finished all the requirements yet for it, but before I did this, I actually spoke to Steam support and I asked them about the calculator, and they gave me basically a thumbs up that they don't see an issue with it being on Steam. I did the same as well for some other applications that I have planned, and all of them basically they said okay, and that's why I went and bought and paid for them to be published. But there is still a chance it might not be published. I mean, there are apps and games that have been published on Steam and then were taken down afterwards. So there's always a chance that it won't make through the actual full process, you know. Clippy says, no, I just saw this on my homepage. Ah, that's pretty cool, Clippy. So do you normally watch AI videos, or I'm curious to know like why this video specifically got recommended to you? What kind of videos do you watch that caused this one to be recommended? Especially considering that you are not even a vibe coder, so yeah, I'm just very curious. Because so far, everyone that has joined the chat are some kind of programmer, either vibe coding or using AI or just a normal programmer. You know what vibe coding is, even? I watch tech videos. I'm a computer science student. Okay, so you do some programming if you are a computer science student, I'm guessing. What is your thoughts on AI then, and your thoughts on vibe coding? Yo, this one's taking forever. Why is it taking so long? It's been like what, 20 minutes already on this one prompt. We have made like 5 prompts on a QR code generator in the same time that calculator prompt has been going. Okay, well this one seems to be finished. Let's make the window a bit smaller. No wait, I don't want to make it smaller. I was going to say make it smaller for YouTube Shorts, but there's so few people watching. I guess it's unlikely someone's watching from YouTube Shorts, would be my guess at least. Okay, let's test out the QR code generator now and see if it's better. So choose this one. I move it away. Ah, it didn't fix it. It didn't fix it. Okay, let's select this. It's still not fixed. Look at the transparent section on the left. It should be white like the background color that was selected. I'll give this one a thumbs down as well and do another prompt. Okay, how's the calculator one going? Still going. It looks promising though. If I'm reading what the AI is saying here, it seems quite promising that this might it might work a little bit. I don't want to say it's going to work and it doesn't work, but it looks promising. So Clippy, you joined a bit late here, but basically what we are doing here is I'm at the point where I'm ready to publish the calculator, right? But I need screenshots for it, and sure, I can take the screenshots myself, but I don't want to spend the effort to take screenshots. So I'm hoping that AI can write a script for me that takes screenshots in desktop view, tablet view, and mobile view, and also take them in 3 different themes. So the calculator has many different themes. If you go to settings and then themes, you'll see we have a bunch of different themes. Such as an example, I can choose the terminal theme if I wanted to. Now it looks like a green terminal. Or I can go and I can choose, for instance, I want to use the unicorn one. Or I could go and choose the lesbian one, as an example. The lesbian one is based on the lesbian flag colors, because I think lesbian flag. At some point, when I started building the calculator, it only had dark and light, and then I asked it to add, I think, blue, and then green, and then red. And then I asked it for suggestions for other themes. And then one of the suggestions was an LGBTQ theme. And then I asked it for more themes like that. And then it started suggesting lesbian ones and I don't know what other ones. And I told them to just make it. And that's how we ended up having themes like this, where we have just waiting for the themes to load. So the way this themes drop down works is it actually loads a full calculator in here. It's not screenshots, it's loading an actual calculator in here with that theme enabled. It does take a while to load, but it's the actual rendered calculator. So we have now themes like transgender, pansexual, non-binary, lesbian. The plan is to eventually have more than 1,000 different themes in here. So that whatever kind of theme a person would like to have, they can find it here. And also, the way it's built is each theme has their own CSS file. And what's nice about that is that this makes it possible so that anyone could mod the calculator and build their own theme. I'm also planning to add workshop integration on Steam. So on Steam, you get workshop integration, right? So as an example, if we were to look at Counter-Strike, there's workshop integration, and people can make their own weapon skins and make their own maps and things for the game. And then people can basically subscribe to a workshop item and then get that community-made item in the game. So anyone can add workshop support. So I'm also planning to add workshop support to the calculator on Steam, which would allow anyone to publish their own theme for the calculator as well. But I'm planning to have at least 1,000 of my own themes as well. That's the plan. And then for languages, we already support 108 different languages that I've already put in here, already translated. So we even have weird ones like Klingon as an example. Which reminds me, Klingon doesn't always work. So now it works. I'm not convinced it's the correct Klingon yet, but sometimes Klingon doesn't work. But we also have other ones like pirate, and then it changes the names to like a pirate slang, like ship settings, and we got deckhand and scholars and date reckoning. So it changes the names to more pirate type names. Ship's chart room, you see, Saint Year's Quack. There's also things like that I've put in. Okay, let me get to the chat here. So Clippy says, AI likes to make stuff up that looks right but is actually wrong. It can be useful and I've only used free tiers. Okay, yeah, you're correct. It definitely can hallucinate and make stuff up, which has happened to me a few times already. So the whole goal I have of this live streams that I'm doing here is for me to also learn AI better. Sure that the title is catchy and the title says vibe coding on Steam Deck until I make $1 million, but the goal isn't necessarily to make $1 million. The goal is that it is the goal, right? But the broader goal is to just learn AI better, make a bunch of cool applications, and maybe in between that we'll make some money. That makes sense. So Ohm says, how much are you going to price it on Steam? Okay, so I don't have a specific price in mind yet, but the thing is, I don't think people are willing to pay a lot of money for a calculator. If you are using the Steam Deck, then you might like this and you might pay a lot of money for it. Maybe people on Linux as well, because Linux doesn't have any good calculators. But at the same time, I am going to be releasing this most likely for free to Linux on the KDE Discover store. So then again, for Linux people, it doesn't make any sense. But I do want to charge money for it, even though I don't think many people are going to be buying it. It's mostly for myself, actually, the calculator. I'm thinking of charging 50 Rand or maybe 100 Rand. So obviously, you guys are not from South Africa, so that means nothing to you. But the calculator has a currency converter, so we can use that. So we'll put here South African Rand and we'll convert it to USD, because I think that's what most people know, USD, and then we'll say 50 Rand. So basically $3, either that or 100 Rand, so $6. That's roughly what I had in mind for the calculator. I didn't want to charge a lot because I don't think many people would pay for it. Unless you guys think different, how much do you guys think should I price it? Okay, so let's just read it. All the themes are cool. Thank you very much, Om. I appreciate it. If you have any theme suggestions, you are welcome to suggest it, and I will definitely add it because I need 1,000 more. So feel free to suggest ones. You can either open up a GitHub issue, or you can post it in the chat here, and hopefully I remember it, and then we'll make it in a future live stream. Okay, Ohm says, any plans to implement ads on mobile or just tiers? No. So on mobile, there's going to be no ads. I also won't have a free version on mobile, so the Google Play Store one will cost money. It'll be priced the same as the Steam one. The only free one is going to be the web version and the Linux version. And the reason for this is because I just don't see anyone paying for a web version of the calculator since they have native calculators already on their computer. And then secondly, for Linux, I mean, people on Linux generally don't like paying for things. They want free and open source things. So I don't see a point in charging money for them. Just because I don't think that's the kind of market that would pay for a calculator, at least. But then people on Steam, I think it will get some sales on Steam as well as Google Play Store if I make sure that this is actually the best calculator. That's the goal, to have the best calculator. And yes, so Clippy, what you are saying there, themes based on games, I'm planning exactly that. So my most played game is Counter-Strike. Right? Counter-Strike. and I'm definitely planning a Counter-Strike theme. I'm planning a Halo theme as well as a Hogwarts Legacy theme. A bunch of the different themes. Now I don't know yet exactly what it would entail for copyright. So it might turn out that I might not be allowed to do it. I don't know yet. It's something I have to research. I know it would be allowed via the Steam Workshop, because if you check the Counter-Strike 2 workshop, many people have made maps and weapons that are based on games and look like games. So I know it's allowed as community themes. I just don't know if I'll be able to ship it as an official theme just yet. So some stuff I still have to figure out regarding that and learn, but that is the plan. Okay, so Ohm says 6 is a lot for calculator, I think. Okay, so if not 6, then how much? Also, I don't want to put an ad for a calculator. Exactly like Clippy said there, watch an ad to see the result of a calculation. I don't want to put an ad. I don't imagine. I'm putting myself in the shoes of the user, right? If I'm using a calculator, I don't want to be typing something. Like, let's say I quickly want to see a calculation. I don't want to start typing and then now I have to watch a 3-hour ad before I can see my result. You know what I mean? I don't think that's something that many people would like. Honest, because at the same time it's just a calculator. Sure, it has themes and some nice add-ons, but it's still just a calculator. And if it stops being a good calculator, then no one will use it. So ads is just a no-go in my opinion. Delphi fan says, "Hi everyone, I'm Sean's dad. You're definitely not my dad, Shawnee, but it's time to log off. Time for bed. But we got an early day tomorrow. Say bye to your friends. All see them tomorrow." Can I like a comment? No, I can't. I can pin one. I don't want to pin that though. That's funny, man. Can I put the laughing emoji? Let's just. Can I do that? I'll be right back, guys. Did I reply on it? Oh, my browser. Why is my browser frozen? Can I watch the chat here too? Ron, I'm not going to ask twice. Come along now. And then Ohm says, even 3 feels a lot to me, but it would be right fit, I guess. Maybe 4 for I get a good money in Steam sales. Okay. So I'm thinking about myself as well. And for me, paying 3 for a calculator doesn't seem that bad. If it's just a calculator, sure, but for a calculator on my Steam Deck that works perfectly, has touchscreen support, hopefully works with the controllers as well. For me, 3 seems like a good price. At the same time, if I don't release a free Linux one, then a $3 one for Linux also doesn't sound bad. But if you are using Windows, then I don't think it makes sense to buy this at all, because the Windows calculator is really good, and that's also why I made my calculator to look like the Windows calculator, just because I really like how the Windows one looks. I look not just how it looks, but also the features that it has. I think it's pretty well featured. If you are on Windows, I don't see a reason to buy it, unless you literally just want the theme. You want your calculator to look like a unicorn, then sure, buy it. But yeah, I'm not expecting many people to buy it on Windows, just because Windows already has such a great calculator. Ohm says, my honest opinion, I would pay maximum of $1 for a calculator. Makes perfect sense. And I don't think many people will buy it, and I'm not counting on this. I'm not expecting to make millions with a calculator. The calculator is just something that I personally want and need, basically, for my Steam Deck. That's why I'm making it. It's also a great first app to play with AI and learn vibe coding, I think. But this app wasn't initially vibe coded. I first started making this application in Delphi, fully written by myself, no AI. And then I started using some AI for it. I started using Microsoft Copilot to generate some functions, some helper functions, and splitting some of the actual calculation code out into subunits. And then later I decided, but I don't want to do it in Delphi anymore because it takes more effort, and because I'm using Linux, if I want to use Delphi, I have to literally start a Windows VM just to make a Delphi app, because the Delphi IDE is not available on Linux. And so that's why I started to remake it in JavaScript. And here we have it, essentially. Let's see how far the prompts went. This thing is still going. What? How long has it been? It's been like, what, at least almost an hour? At least half an hour has this prompt been going. So I wanted to go to bed at like 1. That's when I made the prompt, right? But it's still going. Okay, this one finished. Let's have a look if this one is working. So I choose scan me theme and move it. Please. Oh, okay. Finally, this one is working. It's a bit buggy though. Yeah, it's a little bit buggy. I'm gonna put this, take a screenshot. I'll paste it in while I'm holding/dragging the QR code on the frame edit, then the preview is showing the wrong preview, as you can see on the attached screenshot. But as soon as I let go of my mouse, then it shows the correct preview. Please fix this. Let's see if we can fix that fast in the meantime. Then Ohm says, what was the other 4 apps? You mean the other 4 apps we are planning to publish on Steam? So we are actually planning to publish way more than 6 apps even on Steam. But I didn't want to pay for so many upfront, because already we have spent $2,100 to basically start this vibe coding journey, which already is a lot of money. Way more than I wanted to spend, honest. So I didn't want to pay for more. But we are planning to publish way more apps. The QR code generated that you can't see. So I have to go back. So I paid for 6. We already used 1. The one was the result developer tools, which is already live and published now. This is the result developer tools, this one, right? I can show it to you as well. I'm launching it. You can see my wife is currently running it. Actually, that's my wife. She's now actively running it as well. My wife is also, well, not also, but she's a web designer / web developer and also a graphic designer. So she also uses this app. Just waiting for it to launch. Okay, so Result Developer Tools is basically an app that has a bunch of utilities in it that are quite useful for programmers and graphic designers. This is an app that has 0 AI in it, 0 vibe coding. This is actually an application I started making all the way back in 2012 or 13, I think. And I've just been updating this app over the years, and it's turned into what it is today. There's not a single AI line of code in here, but going forward, I will be using AI and vibe coding new stuff into it. I haven't done anything new to it just yet, but going forward, it's going to be vibe coded. I have lots of plans for it, but for now, I'm just going to leave it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it eventually. And so that's the first one, right? Then the second one is the Dely Turtle one. That's the one we are currently busy getting ready to publish. I'm hoping to have this one published by the end of this month. The price for this one, I'm not 100% sure yet, but it's going to be less than $10. It's simply an app to help you learn Delphi and also would allow you to basically create animations using Delphi programming code or even small games. The thing is also, I'm making this for Delphi, but it can easily be rebranded for Python or for JavaScript. So even though I'm making a Delphi version, we are going to be making versions for other languages as well. We're just starting with the Delphi one. So I'm spending lots of effort on the Delphi one, but then it'll be low effort to get the other languages one ready. At least that's what I hope. Okay, so now we have two, right? Then the third one is the calculator. Then the fourth one is the QR code generator. Then the fifth one is we have a business card generator as well, which currently is just horrible. I'm not even going to show it. It's just horrible, a mess. Yeah, I have not been impressed at what we have made here so far, so I'm not even going to show it. Lots of work to do on that. Then the sixth one would either be my language learning app or an app I'm busy building with my wife. My wife and myself, I'm saying app because it's kind of an app, but it's also kind of a game, but also kind of a book. So it's a weird one, but I'm also busy building something with her. So we might either release that one or my language learning app. So I we'll see. I'm going to show you now. I'm just looking for the correct thing here. Where's that one? This one. So here we have a general and then apps.md file. And here we have started listing some apps. Not all apps yet. I have way more apps and games planned than what is listed here. But I don't see a point in listing all of them since we haven't even finished the few that's listed here. But you'll see here we have a Learn Afrikaans app. So I'm busy building an application to learn Afrikaans. It's actually also an app that I started building a long time ago, probably also like 10 to 15 years ago. And it was also built in Delphi. And the plan that I have now is to rebuild it in JavaScript. And I say rebuild, but actually it's not rebuilding that app. We're building a brand new app. So we're basically building a whole new language learning app. And the plan is to then build it for Afrikaans, but then easily also, so we're spending lots of effort making the Afrikaans one. But then afterwards, it'll be low effort to make it for German or for Dutch or for Swedish or for whatever other languages we have. We are planning to make lots of language learning apps as well. And they're also going to be on Steam. But yeah. Also, my calculator just popped open here randomly. I'm just going to close it. Okay. Then Ohm says, oh yes, we were taking Python classes like Dely Turtle on high school. It looks nice. Yeah, exactly. So I live in South Africa. And if you are in high school in South Africa and you take IT as a subject, then you actually learn the Delphi programming language in IT. You also learn HTML and databases and Scratch. So I would love for my Dely Turtle to get into the school curriculum and let students use it in South Africa. But that's kind of the goal I have with the Dely Turtle one, is to hopefully get it into the school curriculum. So I want to really try and finish it before end of this month. And then I have the rest of the year to polish it and start getting schools interested in it. And then hopefully from next year, some schools might start recommending it or giving it to students. So that's roughly the plan I have with the Dely Turtle app. Whether it will happen or not, I have no idea, but that's roughly the plan. Okay, this one is still going for more than an hour now already. I'm just checking my bitrate. I'm gonna make it slightly higher again since I don't think the stream is lagging, so I might as well make the quality better. It seems like this one's making progress now. But while we're waiting, I'm going to head to the calculator, to the QR code generator. And just see how this one did. What was the prompt again? The prompt was, man, I have to go to bed. I really want to see if the calculator thing worked. Oh yes, it was the holding down. Let's see if it fixed it. Then Ohm says here, exactly scratch, HTML, Python, and we were using little Arduino kits with Python. That's very cool. Yeah. So I actually also at some point started making my own scratch, but it was Delphi code. So if you watch my streams often, you'll see I'm a big fan of Delphi. Now, the weird thing is, I don't really program Delphi anymore, just because I'm using Steam Deck and Linux, right? So I don't actually use Delphi anymore at all. But for some reason, I still love the language, and I still want other people to use it. And that's why I just tend to want to make things for Delphi programmers. Even though I don't use Delphi, I still want to see the language succeed, and I want to see people use it, and I want to make things for the Delphi community, which is weird considering I don't use Delphi often. But the thing is, so the company who makes the Delphi language and IDE is Embarcadero, right? And if Embarcadero were to release an IDE for Linux, I would instantly start using it. But the thing is, their IDE is only for Windows, and that's the issue. I don't want to use Windows. My hatred for Windows is more than my love for Delphi, unfortunately. But I'm still very much involved in the Delphi community. I still help Delphi programmers often. I'm involved in lots of like groups for Delphi programmers. I still do Delphi training every now and then. So I'm still heavily involved in the Delphi community. I just don't write that much Delphi code myself, unfortunately. But there's so much effort. I have to literally start up a Windows virtual machine on my computer just to do Delphi. There's multiple reasons, right? Ohm is asking why I hate Windows. So I have never had a Windows system that lasted more than a year. Every time within a year, I have to reinstall my operating system because something has broken in it. And not just that, at least once a year, I have to buy a new Windows license, which is pretty damn expensive. And I'm sick and tired of reinstalling my OS and having to buy a new Windows license. Just sick and tired of it. For the past exactly 10 years, I have bought at least one Windows license every year. And for the past 21 years, so 21 years ago, I got my first computer. It was running Windows XP. And at least once a year, since my first time getting Windows, I've had to reinstall my operating system because something broke. And since I've gotten SteamOS and using Linux, I have been running the same operating system for 2-3 years, and I've never had a need to reinstall it. So in terms of stability, it just feels way more stable. Sure, there are more bugs on Linux, right? And I don't have all the support for different programs and games, right? But at least my system is stable. It doesn't break. I can keep using it. And that's what I like about Linux. About SteamOS specifically. Obviously, some Linux are just horrible and unstable. But SteamOS specifically from Valve is incredible. In my opinion, SteamOS is the best Linux. I don't think any other Linux comes close. Sure, there is Android, but Android is so heavily modified. If you ignore Android, SteamOS is the best Linux. Like Ubuntu can try as hard as they can. SteamOS is better. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, same goes for Mint and CachyOS and Bazite. Thing about SteamOS is it doesn't have full support yet for all hardware. So you need to have specific hardware to run it. Specifically, if you have Intel and AMD hardware, then it works great. If you have Nvidia, you might have a hard time. So the funny thing is, Ohm here is saying that I'm gonna fall in love with macOS. The thing is, I live in South Africa, and almost no one here uses macOS. Um, I haven't seen an Apple device in probably 3 years. Yeah. The only time I ever see an Apple device is if I go to a major city and go into an Apple App Store. That's almost the only time I see it. Most people here they don't use Apple. But if you check my goals here on the vibe coding, we have a goals file. You'll see we have two goals here: buy MacBook, buy iPhone. So eventually I will get to experience macOS, as you can see here. I did actually use macOS for a while. Um, One of my first jobs was a Ruby on Rails developer, and they actually gave me an iMac to work on for like a month or two. So I did use Mac OS way back. This was in 2015. 2015 June. 2015 June was this when I worked on the Mac on the iMac writing Ruby on Rails. And it wasn't bad. I did actually enjoy it. I specifically really liked the Apple mouse that it had, because I could easily scroll to the left. It was like a touch screen, like not like a touch kind of mouse pad or mouse. It was pretty nice, I must say. I did enjoy it. Back then, I had quite an interesting computer. I must show you the computer I had back then, and then I'm gonna go to bed because I think this thing is taking too long. I'll check it tomorrow maybe, or maybe it finishes in time. Who knows? What's this? The diff algorithm was stopped early after 5 seconds. Remove limit. What do you mean? What does that mean? I've never seen that. Well, it looks like it finished. Oh no, I could not complete the actual screenshot generation in this environment. The local electron capture paths available here failed for image. So it didn't work. All this time for nothing. It just didn't work. Okay, natural next steps. Restore network access and run npm playwright, then run. Okay, if you want, I can take the next pass once network works and finish the generation. Plus, if you prefer a zero download solution, I can rework the generator again around a different locally available rasterization. Okay, I'm gonna give it a thumbs down. I'm gonna say try again. I need those screenshots. Then I'm gonna send it. Then I'm gonna try and show you the computer I had. How many years ago? 11 years ago. 11, 12. No, this was 12 years ago. 11 years ago, I bought a better computer. Google Maps. So what do you use, Om? Are you on Mac OS? Considering you are saying that, or are you Windows? What do you use? Okay, I'm just busy looking through some old photos here, quickly trying to find that computer I had all those years back. It was actually a computer from a friend of mine that he kind of borrowed slash gave to me. It didn't actually give it to me, but I was using it more than he was using it. So it might as well have been mine, to be honest. Okay, Ohm says he's been using Mac OS for the last year. And you're saying that you are loving it, right? No complaints. And you're coming from Windows, I'm guessing, as well. There it is. My old computer. I will show it shortly. Just trying to grab more photos of it. This is perfect. Okay. So here is the computer. I will maximize it and zoom in because this is a very low resolution photo. But this is the computer I had about 12 years ago that I used. And you can see it's running Windows 10. This was 2015, the beginning of 2015. Windows 10 was not even launched yet. This was like the leaked build of Windows 10 that I was running here actually. Yes, this was my computer. It had, I would guess, like a 7-inch screen is what it had. It was a very small laptop, and I programmed on this and I worked on it. Yeah, it was great. Then I'm going to show you some more photos. Fast forward, not fast forward, but here you can see the exact same laptop, but here I have it running next to a other computer. So this was at school. So this is the desk that I sat at school for computer classes. And yeah, there you can see my laptop basically. And on it you can see a book called Coding in Delphi on it actually. And then last photo, this is me also in the classroom. This is one of my classes. This was 2014 actually, now that I think about it. So this might have been longer ago, this photo here. But there you can see me. I'm sitting and I'm reading some kind of book and eating a burger or something. And shout out to Vilma sitting behind me, looking at the camera. I don't remember who took this photo of me, to be honest. I have no idea who took this photo. I don't remember at all. I'm trying to think now, but I don't remember. I don't remember this guy's name either. I'm sorry, dude. I don't remember your name. If you are watching this, I'm so sorry, but I do not remember your name at all. Um, Same for this guy. But this guy and this guy was friends. I remember. I only remember Vilma. Rest I do not remember at all. That's it. That was my computer that I use quite a lot. Okay. Ohm says that 1 year in, I never miss any other OS. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm keen to try it at some point. I only think there is some applications that I use to pilot but can't on Mac OS. Yeah, that sucks. You know, you can actually use Linux and make it look exactly like Mac OS. The thing about Linux is it's very customizable. So you can make your Linux system look exactly like Mac OS. There's like pre-built desktop environments that look exactly like Mac OS on Linux. And they even like stylize the applications. So you'll get applications that even look like the Mac OS variants of them. Yeah, good old days, good old laptop, indeed. I wish I could show you my first ever computer, but unfortunately, I don't think I'll find a photo of it, but I can show you a photo of the CRT monitor for my first computer. So I got my first computer in 2005. It was running Windows XP, but fast forward a few years and I discovered Ubuntu. And here's where I installed Ubuntu onto it. And I think this was Ubuntu 12, if I remember. Ubuntu 12 just came out. I heard about it and then I wanted to try it out. And this was the first time installing Ubuntu and trying it out. But again, this is a photo of my monitor. So it's not a great photo and it doesn't show the actual computer either. I had a big ass CRT screen for that. Yeah. When did you get your first computer, Ohm? How old are you? We're trying to search for something if I can see if I can find a better photo. Okay, so Ohm here says I was using Deepin OS for a little time to replicate a beautiful OS, but the thing with Mac OS is not about design, UI, or anything. What's it about then? Is it the stability? I think the reason why people don't use Apple in South Africa very often is because it's very expensive here. But not just that. I think also like it's not like America where people care about status and that. I think in South Africa it's just not something that people care about that much. So getting Apple wouldn't make like a difference in your status if that may make sense. It's just an expensive computer that you decided to buy. No, it doesn't mean much. At least not in a circle of people that I live in. Doesn't mean much. So Ohm says he got his family desktop when he was 7 to 8 years old. Okay, and what year was that? Like how long ago? I'm trying to think like compared to when I got mine. Okay, so this I'm just going to show another photo here. This wasn't my first computer. This was my third computer that I'm going to show now. But here you can see my third computer that I got a few years later. I first got a desktop. Actually, my first computer is in this photo. You'll see here, there on the ground, on the left-hand side. Don't know if you can see my mouse in the stream. Can you see my mouse? I'm sure you can. Yeah, so here on the left, on the ground, that's actually my first desktop standing there. But at this point, it didn't work anymore. I think the motherboard broke or something. And then my second computer, my stepmother accidentally dropped, and so it broke as well. And then this was my third computer that you see here. And then the fourth one was that other small one that you saw earlier. Windows XP, stability and battery 2009 to 2010. Okay. So you got your first computer about 4 or 5 years after I got mine. But we both ran Windows XP as the first one. Because mine was also running Windows XP. Okay, I think this is going to take long again. I'm not going to wait for this to finish. And I think I have to head to bed. I actually have to wake up early every morning. So normally I sleep between 5 to 6 hours every night, which is not a lot of sleep. But I got to stream, you know. I'm going to jump off. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for joining Ohm. It was super fun chatting to you. And I'm sure I'll see you again. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night. I'm just reading here. I see OBS giving me a warning. Yeah, okay. It's just asking me, am I sure I want to restart? You will not be able to reconnect. I mean, I clicked the button, so sure, I'm sure.